I never thought that I'd find myself making this video. After investigating scams, Ponzi schemes, and financial fraud for years, I've had plenty of threats, plenty of angry emails, and more than my share of cease and desist letters. But this one is different. Today I'm publicly looking for a Florida lawyer. Help! I need your help. Not because I've been accused of running a scam, not because I've lost money to an investment, and not because I was one of the investors caught up in the collapse of Goliath Ventures. I'm looking for a Florida lawyer because the company that sued me for asking questions has since become the subject of criminal allegations, bankrupt proceedings, receivership findings, and federal asset recovery efforts. The strange part? I'm not looking for a lawyer to go after Goliath. Goliath's already being dealt with by the courts. The people I'm interested are the lawyers who choose to sue me instead of answering my questions. So if you're in Florida and you're an attorney, or you know one who enjoys difficult questions, controversial cases, and reading large piles of court documents, this story might be worth your attention, because what started as an investigation into a cryptocurrency investment company has turned into a much larger question. What level of due diligence should lawyers be expected to perform before trying to silence an investigator? Now, it's Monday afternoon here in New Zealand, and no doubt it's late Sunday night in Florida or Orlando, where most of my viewers have been lately following the sagas of Goliath Ventures. It's been a real roller coaster, and ironically, I've been on my share of roller coasters, but I did actually go to a roller coaster ride at Ocean Park, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And I did actually go and make a point of visiting the Chase building on Orange Avenue to check it out. So when I asked ChatGPT to put together a picture today, it sort of gave me a reasonable representation of what it would look like, that building, if you hadn't seen it before. Yes, there is a fountain, and yes, there is a boardwalk, but they're not quite in the angle that we're looking at here. So I'm asking people for help, really. It's a bit of a long shot, but I did get reached out by one lawyer who said that he would relish the opportunity to go after the lawyers that represented Goliath Ventures because he felt that I had a strong case. Unfortunately, we've now sort of hit a bit of a stalemate, and that's why I thought I'd take the initiative and put together this blog and go through it with you to see whether you think this would be worth taking on if you're a lawyer in Florida. If your clients are confident that their business is legitimate, they should have no difficulty demonstrating transparency through audited financials, regulatory compliance, and clear evidence of lawful operations. That's my words to their lawyers when they first put out the first cease and desist letter to me here in New Zealand. I wrote those words to a Florida attorney, Oliver. I still can't get your name right, Oliver. Berman? Oliver Berman. Mate's brother from another lover. Not. This happened on the 9th of September. It was pretty quick because as soon as I started squawking about Goliath Ventures on the 3rd of September, we started researching on the 1st. We did our first publication on the 3rd of September 2025. We received our first cease and desist letter on the 9th of September 2025, in response to a cease and desist letter sent on behalf of Goliath Ventures and Christopher Delgado. At the time Goliath was representing itself as a successful cryptocurrency investment company headquartered in Orlando, Florida, investors were told that their funds were being deployed into sophisticated cryptocurrency strategies capable of generating consistent returns while protecting people's capital. Yes, it had everything. This was the ultimate Ponzi scheme and scam. Oops, shouldn't say that. Well, we know that now, don't we? But they were guaranteeing 3 to 8%, if not more, returns for people per month for putting their funds into Goliath Ventures. They were even telling people that their principal was guaranteed by a mystery insurer. It was unheard of. We've now had reports of this scam being a $400 million Ponzi scheme and scam. However, they still come after the person that was asking the needed questions, not with answers, but with a lawsuit. The company projected an image of success through luxury vehicles, high-profile events, charitable donations, celebrities and associations, Jason Derulo comes to mind, and political connections. Yes, even one of the guys that was involved with politics, had meant to have sold Chris some of his houses. Like many of the schemes I've investigated over the years, the marketing was polished. The promises were compelling, and the supporters were enthusiastic. Hello, Tomo. Hello, what's your name? Jonathan Mason. There's so many names. Nick Petrillo, all those guys. Steve Davis. They all were smiling like Cheshire cats when you mentioned the name Goliath. They even had meetings, which I now have been privy to what went on in those meetings, claiming they need to stop this guy from New Zealand ruining the party. The problem was that the deeper I looked, the more questions emerged. I received presentations, investor communications, public statements, and information provided by sources connected to the company. When Goliath's lawyers demanded that I retract my reporting and stop publishing further material, I responded by asking them my questions of my own. Those questions were never meaningfully answered. Instead, Goliath and its lawyers sued me. So, like I'm really nobody. I'm just an individual. But I did put together a pretty extensive letter in reply to their cease and desist letter. Now, I've done this in the past. It's not my first rodeo. But what we did is we went back to the lawyers, and it's always good to do this if you get a lawyer's letter, and ask them, why are you representing this customer? Why are you taking this on? Are you not doing your own set of due diligence to find out whether this company is real, true, and genuine, and is actually doing what they claim to? Or do you just go after the money? And that's what I felt this company had actually done. They didn't care whether the company was running a large-scale scam like they were. Instead, they decided to go after the messenger, the person that was trying to save people from going over the cliff and losing their money. But now, why isn't that lawyer firm being held accountable? That's because I'm going to struggle to find a lawyer in Florida that can go after this company for what they did to me. But I hope that some lawyer is sitting here thinking, I think Danny's got a case here, and I would like to represent Danny. Imagine the publicity you'd get from it. The investigation that triggered the lawsuit. When I began reporting Goliath Ventures in September 2025, the 1st of September, in fact, I was not searching for a fight. I was doing what I've done for years. I was examining the claims. I reviewed investor contracts, presentations, newsletters, promotional videos, and public statements. I spoke with investors. I communicated with whistleblowers and followed leads from insiders who were increasingly concerned about what they were witnessing. As I compared public representations against available evidence, a series of important questions began to emerge. How were investor returns actually being generated? Hello, Susie. Didn't expect to see me here, did you? What independent verification existed? Like, who was validating all the returns they were claiming they were getting people? These were just basic questions that any investigator would have a right to ask. But when I asked them, I got a lawsuit. What regulatory oversight applied? Like, what licenses did this company have? We know at one stage they were trying to get an NSB license, which theoretically a company like this, handling over $400 million worth of investors' funds, you'd think they would already be licensed up, wouldn't you? Instead, it sounded like they outsourced a lot of the stuff to BlackRock, not to be mistaken as Block. No, I'll say that again. They outsourced a lot of their audits and their, I don't know how to even put it, their administration to BlackRock, not to be mistaken as BlackRock. And also they had another company that was claiming to do some clever stuff called Wealth Management MD. But what evidence supported the claims claims being made to prospective investors? So they were even making claims that in 2025, I think it was 2024, that all investors' funds were sitting in an account and they had 115% of all the money liquidity available at all times in 2024. And then they also made claims that the investments were guaranteed, which were pretty outrageous claims at the time. So as a good investigative journalist does, ask those questions. Obviously didn't get any answers, but I got a lawsuit and told to shut up. And as we'll read on, you'll see I even got offered $150,000 to make all my videos disappear. That's a lot of money for somebody who doesn't get paid anything for doing what they do. So if you want to support me and my Avengers, feel free to do so with the link that says support me at Ko-Fi/TheHeck. These are precisely the type of questions that investigators, journalists, and regulators and prudent investors should be asking when large sums of money are being solicited from the public. Nothing abnormal there. By early September 2025, those questions had attracted the attentions of attorneys acting on behalf of Goliath Ventures and Christopher Delgado. Instead of receiving answers, I received cease and desist letters demanding that I retract my reporting and stop publishing further material. And I think I've actually read that twice, but let's carry on and let's re-emphasize what I'm trying to get across here. And that is where the story takes a different turn. So as I said, enter the lawyers. On September the 22nd, 2025, Goliath Ventures filed a lawsuit against me in Orange County, Florida. The I can't even say that word.
Litigation
was handled by, I never ever could get this right, but I'll read it once and then hopefully we won't have to say it again.
Perlman, Bajandis, Yaverley and Albright, PL.
So I'm assuming that's a whole assortment of lawyers with attorneys including Oliver Berman and David Robson acting on behalf of Goliath. The lawsuit accused me of defamation and tortious interference. So if you go down here, you'll see old Oliver sitting here. So Oliver's the key man behind it all. And to be honest, he does look a bit like pretty young. So I didn't think he had much experience when I first received it. So I didn't actually take it very seriously. In fact, I never took the lawsuit very seriously because obviously by speaking the truth, you don't have to worry about being accused of doing things you haven't done when you speak the truth. According to court filings, Goliath claimed my reporting was false. What else was it? Malicious and responsible for causing extraordinary financial damage. So they were saying I was doing really bad stuff to a perfectly legitimate company. The company alleged that my reporting caused investors to withdraw hundreds of millions of dollars and damaged its business relationship and reputation. Well, I bloody well hope I did, because I wish I could have done it sooner. The lawyers also represented Now, just think about what's happening here, guys. I'm an investigative journalist. I'm demanding to have the questions answered that I'm asking. And instead of answering those questions, they actually come after me. Now, isn't that just the way the world rolls at the moment? That no one is allowed to ask questions. And instead, their response is slamming a lawsuit at me to intimidate me, to shut me up. What's the world coming to? And that's the biggest fear of all journalists. I've just had a full feature article done on me here in New Zealand by the second largest newspaper in New Zealand. And they aren't going to publish that article now because they heard that some scammer is trying to do a lawsuit against me claiming the Digital Harms Act here in New Zealand. So now they want to wait to see the outcome of that lawsuit before they publish the article in case, for one mysterious reason, I lose. So I am really sticking my head out on a limb by doing this because I'm basically vulnerable. And sometimes I feel like I'm a one-man band, even though I have got a team of Avengers that help me fight this stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you another funny story, and I don't even know if I can find it. I was working with a journalist. If you go to deheck.com, I actually helped a journalist. When you're on deheck.com, you come down here and you'll see all these newspapers that come along the top here. And there was one in the Guardian newspaper. Now, the Guardian actually had published 14 articles about another scam that I was investigating to do with Sam Lee, who was an Australian citizen. It took 14 articles before the newspaper would actually risk putting my name in here, even though I helped the journalist gather all the information. And the journalist was absolutely fantastic. So just yesterday, I decided to comment on a video that I've just seen published in the on the Guardian's. I'm going to see if I can find it because it's absolutely breathtaking what I witnessed here. If I can find it, 1 minute. What's her name? Sarah. Yes. So this video here. So this is a video
of what they've been telling people, and
one.
I'm just like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, near the top, a financial audit.
They sent out a newsletter saying that they had an independent, and the independent
used
the hand said 115. Now we're still. Now is it here yet? No. Maybe it's gone. I'm going to find it though, because what I thought was absolutely amazing, and people who know me will know this is absolutely batshit crazy. But there was a video published just the other day about Hyperverse. And I thought, what the heck? So I wrote back to the reporter, which was Sarah Martin, and I said, are you kidding me? You've just done this now? And it turns out that they did this video 2 years ago, but they were too scared to publish it. So they never published it, and they've only just published it now. So what I'm getting at, I just cannot believe that this got published 2 years, or it wouldn't be quite 2 years, but we're pretty close to 2 years after it was created, because the newspaper's too scared to publish the truth. Here it is. So this is published.
This is a pyramid, and this is how the world works. This is actually how the traditional financial market works. Everybody's stepping on everybody to get to the top. And everybody at the very bottom think they can get to the top just if they work hard enough. What I want to do is create a vortex.
The global launch of Hyperverse is happening right now.
This honestly is real.
This is Mom, you're being conned.
I please strongly urge everyone to join us.
Are you ready to witness the rise of a new golden age?
When am I going to get my money?
So I was chatting to a mate who mentioned that her hairdresser had put some money into this scheme called Hyperverse.
So I looked at this video, I went through the whole video, and they had no mention of me. They even interviewed Stephen Reese Lewis, which you'd never see this footage. And they had all the all the videos that I'd actually helped, a lot of these videos I've actually helped them. This lady here would have not even heard of Sarah Martin if I didn't introduce her. They didn't publish me once, and I'm not saying it because I've got sour grapes, but this is what the world comes to with journalists. They won't publish anything. All these faces blurred out. They're so scared that Sam Lee's going to come back and sue them, that everybody they interview is all blurred out. So there's no real journalism anymore. And I felt for I know the reporter. She's lovely. I would have spoken to her twice a day for a 2 or 3 month period, just about every day. She was building a really good story. She was well informed. She was doing her research, the whole 9 yards. And then what did I do? I come back and I said to her, I just sent the link to the video. And then she wrote back 2 years too late. Please tell me they didn't record that 2 years ago. And she wrote back, yes. I'm like, oh my God. So I just had to share that. So we go back to our blog here. You know, like it's very hard to defend yourself because even the media won't cover this story. And even a lawyer in Florida would be unlikely to take on my case and go after a lawyer who I believe, in my opinion, I have to say that because it's only my opinion, has acted for a client that now has been, charged in connection to so far, well, they said in the court papers, a $328 million Ponzi scheme, and now they claim it's a $400 million Ponzi scheme. And then these lawyers have come after me, claiming that I was making it all up. Now, anybody in their right mind, I know CoffeeZilla's been going on about Patrick Bet-David, how he didn't do due diligence. And Patrick Ben-David's response to that was, well, it's pretty hard to do this due diligence. And CoffeeZilla holds his hands up and goes, well, come on, mate. They were offering 3 to 8% return per month. And then Patrick Bet-David said, oh, that's not really, that unusual. And it's not unusual at the beginning of a Ponzi scheme for people to make outrageous claims. But surely there must be some accountability. Because if the newspaper is too scared to publish the truth, then why are lawyers allowed to represent scammers and get away with it? According to court filings, Goliath claimed to be reporting a false malicious, I think I've already read that paragraph. The lawyers also represented to the courts. The lawyers also represented to the courts that Christopher Delgado possessed detailed knowledge of Goliath's operation. Clients proceed. I don't even know what I'm reading here, so I'm actually going to read this whole 3 paragraphs together because I've lost the train of thought.
According to court filings, Goliath claimed my reporting was false, malicious and responsible for causing extraordinary financial damage. The company alleged that my reporting caused investors to withdraw hundreds of millions of dollars and damaged its business relationships and reputation. The lawyers also represented to the court that Christopher Delgado possessed detailed knowledge of Goliath's operations, compliance procedures, investment activities, liquidity pool provisioning and business model. At the time, those representations were being advanced in a Florida courtroom while I sat in Christchurch, New Zealand, defending myself against litigation initiated on the other side of the world.
So this is 126 page of filings to Orange County courts. I mean, I can't go through it because we'll be here all day. But they filed that in court. It wasn't just a letter to me saying, we think you've got your information wrong. They put together a legal case against me, claiming a whole lot of false claims that anybody in their right mind could have verified as lies and slanderous. The questions they didn't answer. The questions themselves were straightforward. I challenged the firm's
assertions
regarding investor solicitations, security compliance, regulatory oversight, audits, and licensing. I questioned how a company that repeatedly described itself as a private venture could simultaneously have a large number of investors. So we believe there could be well over 2,000 investors. And we knew that number was true through our research. So it wasn't a overboard question. I asked what independent audits exist, and we already knew they had one audit by Matt Burke's company, Matt Burke was an investor and also wasn't independent because he was associated with another company called Black Block and also Wealth MD. I asked what independent audits exist, what regulatory exemptions were being relied upon, and whether the firm was aware of law enforcement and interest in Goliath Ventures and Christopher Delgado. So we had made them aware that we had instigated an investigation with Homeland Security. Those questions went to the heart of the concerns I was investigating. If Goliath's business model was legitimate, there should have been clear and verifiable answers. These answers never came. Instead, the matter escalated into litigation. Looking back today, the sequence of events is one of the reasons I believe the conduct surrounding the lawsuit deserves closer examination. So what I've done with this particular blog, and it's not hard to find, is I've put it on my website, and I've done about 60, maybe even 70 blogs. I actually think this is actually a lie. I think it's 55 blog, but I've done over 80 videos on Goliath. But in here, I've put all the documents that any lawyer who might want to represent me could actually have a look at. The settlement proposal that raised even more questions. One of the most extraordinary documents I received came shortly after the lawsuit began. It was in October 2025. The firm sent correspondence outlining that Goliath are required in order to resolve the litigation. I'm not even reading it right. Amongst other things, the proposal demanded that I identify my sources, produce communications and documentations relating to those sources, remove my reporting, and publicly apologize. Now, if you read this correspondence, it's pretty hard case. But basically in here, I didn't read it very well. My Avengers actually read it. But what they were saying is they had this mystery person come along that I didn't know. And they were basically telling them that they were my best mate. And Danny was deeply concerned about what was happening. And they felt that if they said that if you gave, first of all, this guy wanted $50,000. And then they said that once Danny removes the additional information, they would pay another $100,000 out to this individual. So basically this was all made up. I had nothing to do with it. But this was an offer basically saying for $150,000, somebody was trying to bribe Goliath. Now, Goliath was giving us a copy of the correspondence. And then when you get down to the bottom here, they talk about how they believe that if I was to walk away from it and hand over the people they believe was bankrolling me, they would entertain the payment of $150,000. Isn't that batshit crazy? So if you read through this, doesn't matter which way you read it, sideways, straight, back and forth, you can see that this was an offer to pay me $150,000 to walk away from exposing Goliath Ventures. And their lawyers put that document together. Isn't that incredible? Now, not only that, which I haven't mentioned in this blog, they sent people to my home address. They staked out my neighborhood. They managed to find out where I actually live, which is quite hard to do. And then they were going to offer me a better deal. And they told me, the men that turned up, the private investigators that were from Auckland, about 1,100 kilometres away from where I live, that they had been instructed by the lawyers to do the offer. Now, I said, I'm not going to entertain an offer unless I can put it on camera. And they said, we're not going to give you the offer on camera. This is all off-camera stuff. And I told them to F off and walk them off the property where I live. And I will put that video online one day, but in the meantime, we have got that proof that they were offering me a better deal than the first offer of $150,000, which is just absolutely batshit crazy. But anyway, why I'm saying that, where do we draw the line? Like, where do we say the lawyers are going over and above, and what part of, well, we've been going through co-conspirators, and we've just had some amazing documents come out where the documents that have been filed in the courtroom are talking about the co-conspirators like they are also going to be held accountable. And that's just come out in the last couple of days, which I might do a video about that. But my point is, are these lawyers facilitating the scam? Are they keeping it going? Like, let's just say that the lawyers who came at me with the cease and desist letter managed to scare Danny the heck away in the Avengers. And all of a sudden we said, oh my God, a lawyer's given us a friggin' cease and desist letter. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Let's stop investigating. Let's take all our videos off and let's protect ourselves and let's get in the fetal position, and let's huddle in the corner until it all goes away. And all of a sudden, the lawyers go back to Christopher and they go, hey, Chris, we managed to scare that Danny the heck guy. You know, the guy on the bottom of the planet in New Zealand that started asking the questions that everybody should have been asking and getting answers to. Now, let's just say that happened. And Goliath Ventures managed to carry on for another 2 or 3 months, or potentially another 2 or 3 years. Would those lawyers theoretically be held accountable for letting the scam continue because they managed to threaten me with legal action? Or do I have to bite and dig in and to go, do I want to jeopardize my everything? Do I want to jeopardize me ever going to America? Have I got my facts right? Was this a question? Was it really about whether I had my facts right? Were I reckless? Was I like reckless Ben? Or was I methodical? Everything we put to paper or pen, so to speak, do we go through their documents? The very first blog I ever did on the 3rd of September, I said to people they will fall on their own sword, and their own sword was their contract. Their own contract made unsubstantiated claims, outrageous claims. That there was going to be a 3 to 8% return on people's investment per month, that their investments were secured by a insurer. And if you wanted to know who that insurer was, it wasn't on the contract you signed. You had to email them and ask questions outside the contract. But that was the glue that held the investment so dear to everybody, because it was a low risk investment with a high yield, which is never in the same factory. What have we got?
The proposed apology was particularly remarkable.
The proposed apology was particularly remarkable. It required me to publicly state that I had no evidence. So this is what they were asking me to do for the first $150,000. I needed to publicly state that I had no evidence that Goliath was operating a Ponzi scheme, that I had been misled by others, and that the information provided was false. How would I sleep at night? I often say to people who are scammers, how do you sleep at night? How would I sleep with myself at night knowing that I had to make a statement saying that I just fabricated this whole lot out of my ass? This is what these lawyers were alleging I needed to do to get $150,000, and also put a public apology out there stating that I just made it all up. The proposal was it contemplated?
Contemplated
as a big words. They had to use big words. Disparagement. Wow. Agreement backed by a US $5 million consent. So if I basically backed out of it, then there would be some $5 million consent judgment if I breached what I said. So once I've pledged to do it. And I've done it before. I've cornered people before, and they've actually paid out victims in the past. And then all of a sudden those victims ghost me and they won't talk to me. And they say, I had to sign an NDA. And that's the same sort of stuff. So at the time, I refused. As an investigator, I could not honestly make statements that I did not believe were supported by the evidence available to me. It was just overwhelming. And it's easy for me to say it now, but it was easy for me to say it back then. That I could not let this one go because it was so bad. Discovery took an unsuspected direction. As the, I'm going to read this because I'm not in the right flow of mind today, but this is, think about you using ChatGPT, right? And at the time, I thought this wasn't possible, but they were trying to get the courts. They were trying to, how do I put it? They were trying to allege that the courts could potentially hand over my OpenAI and XAI Grok ChatGPT records. They gave a list in these claims. They gave a list of all the search terms that they wanted OpenAI to submit to the courts in discovery. So, and what they did is they did it quite cleverly, but they named all the individuals they thought potentially could have been bankrolling me or providing me information. So these lawyers weren't trying to find out what I'd been researching. They were trying to name individuals to scare them into giving more information to me. These lawyers were co-conspirators because they were facilitating Goliath in continuing and trying to silence the critics, so to speak. Listen to this.
As the litigation progressed, the focus increasingly shifted away from whether Goliath Ventures was operating as represented and toward understanding how I conducted my investigation. Court filings reveal that attorneys acting for Goliath sought discovery not only from me, but also from third parties, including OpenAI and XAI. The subpoenas requested subscriber information, IP addresses and records relating to searches, questions and conversations concerning Christopher Delgado, Goliath Ventures, Black Block, Wealth MD and even potential federal investigations. For me, those requests highlighted an interesting contrast.
Yeah, so I'm just going to bring up those because I think they're actually quite prudent. What do we have? We have victim court cases, documents, court filings, other court filings. Not sure if they're in the right. Oh, here they are. So these are all the court filings for the case. So, you know, like even time consuming wise, it was ridiculous. I'll see if I can find the OpenAI ones because they were actually like, I didn't really, understand what they were doing at the time. But if you look at the documents here, this is the documents they were trying to get the courts to approve, which they never did. But if you come down here, you've got Oliver Berman's name there, and then you've got Exhibit A. And under here, they want all the search terms, questions, conversations, and information that was sought. And they had all the names of all the people in here that they were actually, these were the co-conspirators, which were quite funny. And I think they even went further. Yes, so here they were mentioning people's names that they thought were bankrolling me. And it was absolutely, ridiculous. And they didn't just do it with ChatGPT, they also did it with Grok as well. So, and this was, like I can't help but think, well, these are, when I saw those, I thought, how dare they even think that they can do that? But who are they working for? They probably think that they have a right to do this for Goliath Ventures. But if you go back and read my original letter to them when they first did my cease and desist letter, basically I said to them, why are you representing this tiger? Why are you representing Goliath? Have you not researched this? Have you not validated? I said to you, have you not listened to the questions I have asked? Are they regulated financial advisor? Are they, what are they actually running? Have you got any facts that they're actually doing liquidity pool trading? All these questions the lawyers should have been asking. Now, I do know of another lawyer that was associated with them who did ask those questions, and they didn't answer those questions, and he said, I'm washing my hands of you. His name was in that list as well. They were going after him because they thought that they could use your money to fight these lawsuits. And that's why I'm asking you guys, if you know any lawyer who wants to go after these lawyers for what they did to me because I was telling the truth, what's going to happen next time? Next time there's another big Ponzi scheme and scam happening in America, am I the only one that's going to go after it? Or is there going to be a team of lawyers that come after the reporter? And where does justice stop and start? I mean, what are lawyers' jobs? Is it just to work for anybody who's got a big paycheck? Anyway, so you saw that OpenAI and XAI. Subpoenas, the question, information, IP addresses, they basically wanted the lot. For me, those requests highlighted an interesting contrast. From the beginning, my investigations had focused on questions surrounding Goliath's operations, investor funds, audits, compliance claims, and representations have been made. The representations have been made to the public, and as the litigation advanced, significant errors appeared to have directed towards identifying my sources, examining my research methods, and understanding how the information had been gathered. Because that distinction matters. Journalists, whistleblowers, and investigators often rely on confidential sources, independent research, and the ability to ask difficult questions without fear that every conversation, lead, or line of inquiry will become a subject of litigation. While discovery is a normal part of legal proceedings, the breadth of some of these requests raised questions. Sorry, I'm not even reading that right today. Let's just go right down to here and get that over and done with.
The breadth of some of these requests raised questions about whether the focus had shifted from addressing the substance of my reporting to examining the mechanics of how the reporting was produced. Meanwhile, many of the questions that had triggered the investigation in the first place remained unanswered.
And that's the real crux of it. Why didn't they just answer the questions? And why were these lawyers pushing to know where I got the answers from? It's like being in the school grounds, isn't it? And it's saying he stood on my shoe. And then they go, I want to know where you bought your shoe from. And you go, no, the guy stood on my shoe. I want to know what size foot you are. I want to know where your foot doctor is. Hold it a minute. It doesn't matter what size shoe. It doesn't matter who my foot doctor is. Just tell the boy off for standing on my shoe, that sort of style. Then the entire story changed. By 2026, the landscape had changed completely. Federal authorities accused Christopher Delgado and Goliath Ventures of operating what has been described as a massive cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme. Criminal proceedings followed. The receiver was appointed. Bankruptcy proceedings commenced, and asset forfeiture actions were launched. Now, what are you going to say, Mr. Lawyers? What did they do? They dropped the case, didn't they? The same company whose lawyers had accused me of publishing false allegations was now at the center of a federal investigation, bankrupt proceedings, and multiple court-supervised actions. Perhaps the most significant development came from the court-appointed receiver. After conducting his own investigation, the receiver reported finding meaningful evidence that a Ponzi scheme had been, I don't even know how to say that word,
perpetrated
through the company by at least one senior insider. So they basically at the moment have just blamed Christopher for everything, but there's more to come, I'm glad to say. Let's just go to the bottom here. Alrighty. Hey, Queen, nice to see you here. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you for a couple of days ago. Welcome to the naughty 40s. Good to see you here. So that did not automatically validate every statement I had made, although my investigation throughout my investigation, nor did it establish liability against anyone associated with the lawsuit. What it did do, however, was fundamentally change the context in which the allegation was to be litigation, was it?
Litigation.
Oh, look, I'm not reading. I need a Queen of Karma to read this, but we haven't got much to go, so don't worry about that.
When Goliath's lawyers filed suit against me, they argued that my reporting was false and damaging. By 2026, the underlying business had collapsed. Federal authorities had intervened and many of the same issues that triggered my reporting were being examined by government agencies, bankruptcy professionals and court-appointed investigators. At that point, the story was no longer simply about what I had reported. It had become a question of what the lawyers knew, what they were told and what steps they took before advancing those claims through the courts.
Yeah. I mean, I really have been lucky. I mean, I haven't been lucky. It's kind of like it was a race to the finish line. You know, like now I've instigated Homeland Security investigation. We had meetings with the FTC. We had other victims that were having meetings with. They claimed they had like multiple government agencies involved in the investigation of Goliath, and it's still going on heavily now. We've even seen subpoenas by a lot of people that were maybe looked at as outsiders, but now they've been subpoenaed to give evidence. And the evidence is overwhelming, which is quite interesting. But, you know, what I'm getting at is here, I mean, they've got these lawyers that were fighting a fight to keep Goliath Ventures alive. Now, are you telling me that these lawyers aren't responsible? Are you telling me that they can fire up a lawsuit against a journalist based in New Zealand to stop him speaking the truth, and that's okay? And then there's no accountability, professional conduct broken? I mean, come on, lawyers. I mean, if you know this, you know, Oliver Berman, you know, is this what you want people to think lawyers have a right to do? At what part was he acting responsible? You know, at what part did he believe that Goliath really had been wronged? I mean, is this how it works in the real world? You just go after anybody? You pick on somebody in New Zealand that's a journalist. You go after journalists because they're an easy target. You go after them because you don't think they've got any money to defend themselves. And then you just can walk away from it and go on to your next customer. Is that it? Is that all you got for me? You think that you did the right thing? Do you think you could write a letter of apology to say sorry to Danny, the reporter who was just publishing lies? Making up falsehoods just for fun, shits and giggles, YouTube clicks? Is that what I did it for? Is that what you're going to say to the $400 million that investors have piled into Goliath Ventures, that you were acting in good faith? Oliver, you're a bottom kick. You're a bottom feeder on the planet. You shouldn't be a lawyer. You should be kicked off out of anything to do with the courtroom. You're not a lawyer. You're a bottom feeder. And you didn't succeed. And you took the money from a scam and paid yourself a salary. The question I cannot ignore. This article is not about determining whether Christopher Delgado is guilty or innocent. The criminal court, bankrupt court, and the court-appointed receiver are already dealing with those issues. My focus is different. After reviewing the lawsuit, the settlement demands, the discovery requests, the subpoenas, the subsequent collapse of Goliath Ventures Inc., and the findings that emerged afterwards, I am left with the question that I cannot ignore. What level of investigation and due diligence should be expected before lawyers accuse an investigator of fabricating claims, acting with malice, and causing hundreds of millions of dollars in damages? What should you have done? Or maybe let's just be nice and say, what can you do in future? Next time some company rolls up in a suit that's 2 sizes too small, flying around the world in Learjets, driving in Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, living in mansions, and used to work at Burger King flipping burgers. What due diligence should you have done before you accuse somebody that lives on the bottom of the planet of just lighting up and trying to get YouTube clicks? That's what you accused me of. And now it's my time to find a brave lawyer that will come after Oliver Berman and make him accountable for his negligence, claiming he's a professional lawyer. That question becomes more significant when the company at the centre of the litigation later becomes the subject of criminal allegations, bankrupt proceedings, receivership findings, and federal asset recovery efforts. I am not suggesting answers. I'm asking questions. The same thing I have been doing since the day I started investigating Goliath Ventures. The difference is now that the questions are no longer focused solely on the company. They are focused on the litigation itself and the conduct surrounding it. And I believe these questions deserve independent legal scrutiny. So, somebody was watching on, and it was a lawyer based in Washington. And this lawyer reached out to me. One of the more I'm going to read this because I don't want to get it wrong, and we will have a listen.
One of the more unexpected developments in this story had nothing to do with Goliath Ventures, Christopher Delgado, or the bankruptcy proceedings. It started with an email. In March 2026, I was contacted by Amos N. Jones, a Washington, D.C. attorney, former journalist and First Amendment professor. Jones had never heard of me, had no connection to the investigation and, by his own account, had never even heard of Christopher Delgado before reading media coverage surrounding the collapse of Goliath Ventures. What caught his attention was not the underlying investment opportunity, it was the lawsuit.
Yeah, after reviewing the public record, Jones became interested in the fact that the company, now facing criminal allegations, bankrupt proceedings, and receivership findings, had previously sued one of its most vocal critics. The more he reviewed the timeline, the more he believed the circumstances surrounding the litigation warranted independent legal examination. Over the following 14 weeks, Jones mentioned developments, reviewing filings, and attempted to identify Florida counsel willing to elevate the matter. Although he ultimately concluded that he could not personally pursue the case without Florida counsel, he encouraged me to continue searching for an attorney willing to review the evidence independently. That recommendation is one of the reasons this article exists. Not because Mr. Jones told me I had a case, but because as an experienced lawyer with no prior involvement in the story, looked at what happened and concluded the question surrounding the litigation deserves to be examined. It's not rocket science, it's direct science. Lawyers can't get away with this. An independent lawyer in a different state obviously reviewed the whole case, looked at it and thought that's not right. So my request, if you're in Florida and you're an attorney, I'm not looking for a lawyer to sue Goliath Ventures. I got no money. And I'll be honest, I'm not doing this for the money. I just want someone to go after Oliver Berman, because what he did was disgusting to me. And he will continue to do it to the next fella who speaks the truth. Goliath Ventures is bankrupt, and that's not where my focus lies. I'm looking for an experienced Florida counsel willing to independently review the conduct surrounding the litigation itself. The evidence becomes includes the cease and desist correspondence, the lawsuits, settlement communications, discovery requests, subpoenas, court filings, bankrupt proceedings, ownership filings, and criminal allegations, and the extensive body of evidence that emerged after the lawsuit was filed. Look, there's no anyone in their right mind can see what's happened here. It's plain as the nose on an elephant's face. I am particularly interested in speaking with attorneys experienced in malicious. I'm going to just read this because I'm going to stuff this up.
Malicious prosecution, abuse of process, First Amendment litigation, anti-SLAPP matters, defamation defense in litigation misconduct.
Yeah, after everything that has happened, one question continues to stand out. What level of investigation and due diligence should be expected before lawyers attempt to silence an investigator who was warning the public about a company that later became subject to criminal allegations, bankrupt proceedings, and receivership filings? Isn't that just amazing? When you think about what's happening here, they accuse me of all sorts of stuff, and the biggest one is doing it for YouTube clicks. I woke up in the morning one day and I thought, I'll just pick a company that looks successful and go after them for no real reason, with no evidence. I mean, unreal what they accuse me of. I believe that question deserves an answer. If you are a Florida attorney willing to review the evidence independently, I would welcome you into this conversation. So that's basically my blog. I woke up this morning and I thought, after receiving a response from the lawyer in Washington, it would be nice to have somebody in Florida who might be brave enough to go after a lawyer. Brave enough or stupid enough? I don't know. Was I brave or was I stupid to put my hand up to go after Goliath Ventures? I had the backing of my Avengers. I had the information in front of me that didn't look right. And I asked the questions which I've never got an answer to. But instead of getting answers to basic questions that you think anybody in their right mind would have asked, I got a lawsuit trying to cripple me. Then I got a $150,000 bribe tempting me to pull my videos and basically make a public statement saying that I just did it and I had no information and I was just making it up. And then they staked out my neighborhood, found out where I lived and knocked on my door and wanted to offer me a better deal that they were trying to say was in my interest to look at. And I didn't look at it. I didn't look at it because they wouldn't let me record it. Why wouldn't anyone let me record an offer they were giving them unless it was corrupt? At what point do these people, these co-conspirators, get away with it? Okay, the guys that knocked on my door were private investigators. They claimed they were working for the same lawyers that prepared the documents and working in conjunction with the lawyers that were in Florida. That's what I got told. I can't verify that. But it wasn't complete strangers that knocked on my door. They made it very clear that they were representing Goliath and they were paid by the lawyers in New Zealand to come and knock on my door and offer me a deal. But I'll never know what that deal is because I tell the truth. I don't make up stories. But if I'm going to be accused of something so serious, then why can the people that actually got pen to paper not be held accountable or at least have that reviewed? That's my story, and that's today. So I look forward to hearing from any lawyer in Florida that would like to review the case, look at the files, and let's see where we can go from there. I'm Danny DeHeck, and thank you for being here in my live, and we'll see you in the next video. Alrighty, I'm still live. Now I record this live, I'll cut that off as a video. Thanks for everyone that's been in the chat room. I was a bit focused on that one. It's Monday here in New Zealand. I'm a wee bit rusty, I will admit. But I do have a couple of things I wouldn't mind actually having a quick look at while we're here. New donation
from the Big Rig.
Oh, the Big Rig. There's the Big Rig. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's so nice. I'm actually amazed how far I'm getting through my goal. So thank you to everyone that's contributing towards that. My goal isn't to... investigative journalist doesn't pay very well, but my goal is to actually maintain my lifestyle, which isn't very, it was pretty modest, by doing my investigation work, which is really, really nice. And we do really appreciate the donations. They're absolutely lovely. So keep them coming, keep me happy, and I can keep doing what I'm doing. We do have a couple of interesting ones coming up, and I'm just trying to think of some of the investigations. We've had a bit of fun. I'll just flip to another screen. We've had a bit of fun just recently by, we have, what do we have? Terence Hill. Yeah, so this is a video that I'm going to do another video about just soon. But there's a couple of individuals. This is Terence Hill. And he's a YouTuber, which I've actually wrote to and asked for a right of reply, but I haven't received one yet. But this is a guy which we'll be doing a video about. But he had these videos where he's been training people how to basically get involved with BG Wealth Sharing, which is another $1 billion scam. He even had like parties, withdrawal parties. And he's another YouTuber that I haven't even been following. Him and his wife seem to work together with it. We've actually discovered they were associated with some other entity that has been in behind MLM, and he seems to be associated with this guy and a couple of guys that fly under the radar. So the reason why I'm putting this video in is I want to see whether this guy actually flinches and takes his videos offline where he was promoting Goliath Ventures, or he does some sort of cleanup. But also, I didn't just go after this guy willy-nilly. I've actually given him a right of reply. He's got 3 different email addresses, and I haven't heard anything back from him yet. So we will be doing a follow-up on that one. The Red Raptor, is he around here, is he? It's been spent. Yeah, and then the other one that we did have is I had an interesting phone call yesterday, and I want to see if I can find that. But I had a phone call from a guy. So I went to a form, and I filled out the form and put my name and phone number. Next minute, while I'm driving around, I got a phone call yesterday, and I thought, that's interesting. Yeah, anyway, so it's this guy called Lee Baines, and he's another little YouTuber, which is promoting this stupid thing where you pay $125 to be part of, as a membership, and he's trying to sell it 10,000 times, and it's a straight Ponzi scheme, and you do wonder about the mentality of these people. But anyway, listen to this phone call for a start.
Now, you don't have to do any work if you don't want to, you know, because we're signing everybody up, and everybody falls underneath everybody else.
But how's the money generated? Like, how do you, like, so if I give you $125, and how does that generate income?
Because you end up, you get a membership. The $125 is a membership. It gets you a spot inside our matrix. And because our global team is advertising to 10,000 plus, the goal is to advertise at 10,000. We're going to ramp it up, but right now we're getting ready to get started on it. But you know, we're going to be advertising to 10,000 plus people monthly. Oh, so it's those sales, we could really keep.
It's a straight pyramid scheme, then, is that right? So there's no product.
It's not. I knew your voice sounded familiar. Yeah, it sounds like you were on my Zoom recently and caused me havoc.
Well, you promote a product that doesn't have a. You promote something that doesn't have a product. That's why I'm giving you I'm giving you a right of reply, mate. You know, so.
Well, no, I have a product. I have a product that's called a training membership. That is value. When I get my value is worth $500 an hour.
No, I don't
and when
think
I give my value to people,
you don't look like you're making $500. You're not. Yeah. You don't look like you're making $500 an hour, mate. Unfortunately, but what I'm doing, I'm just trying to ask you nicely. You know, what is your actual product? And you're telling me it's recruitment and people paying $125.
Yes, it's recruitment into a membership that you pay.
Yeah,
just like
I know what a membership is. But well, let's say if I sign up for Netflix, okay? Just hear me out here. I get.
Well, what do you think a product is? Do you think a product is only a nutritional product or something like that? Is that the only thing that's a product?
Well,
is that what you think?
Well, no, I want you to tell me what the product is. If the product is selling memberships, then it's not a product.
I just told you, but you don't want to listen. I mean, I think if anything that you offer a value to someone is a product. That's a service or a product that you create value for.
Well, not going by the SEC. So, the SEC will disagree with you there. I mean, if you want to...
Well, who are you? Are you the governing body for the stupid dumbass FCC?
No. Well,
anyway, I'll let you go, man. You're a waste of my life.
You're a waste of space, mate. You're brain dead. You're absolutely brain dead.
Get a call from the lead prosecutor of the case.
Yeah, so that's quite funny, but so we got a I don't know who this Lee Baines is, but I did have to laugh my head off a little bit because I've actually stumbled across this guy before. Oh my God! I just realised who it is. This guy here. I'm just wondering if it's the same guy. Danny. So it's so funny. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. $20. I'll pay Danny $500 an hour if I could. Oh, thank you so much, Magic. You didn't need to do that. This is really hard case. So I've just searched my own database, and now I've realised that Lee Baines may be the same guy that was promoting this gold once upon a time. So let's see if it is.
Earn an extra income.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! Extra income. I like it. Sign me up.
As well as you being able to get your coins sent to you. And ultimately, guess what? If you're earning money, it's basically you're getting free silver and gold.
Smashing deal.
If you're interested.
Oh my God, I can't believe I actually have got this guy already on things. So this guy has been doing this for ages. So if I go to heck.com, because I want to, we've actually just, if you click on Goliath Ventures here, yeah, thanks Neville, that's really nice. You'll see that we've actually launched Operation Elephant. Operation Elephant isn't rocket science, but listen to what Operation Elephant is.
Operation Elephant. When Christopher Delgado was arrested, many people assumed the investigation was over. I disagree. While Delgado became the first person charged, he did not build Goliath Ventures alone. Over the course of this investigation, I documented a network of promoters, recruiters, business associates, service providers and supporters who helped grow Goliath Ventures into what federal investigators now describe as a multi-$100 million fraud. That is where Operation Elephant begins. There is an old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Rather than trying to tell every story at once, Operation Elephant will focus on the individuals, companies and relationships that helped build the Goliath empire. Each blog and each video will examine one piece of the puzzle, using documents, public records, court filings and evidence gathered throughout the investigation, one person at a time, one company at a time, one story at a time. The goal is not sensationalism, the goal is accountability. Victims deserve to understand who was involved, how the scheme expanded, who profited from it, and what lessons can be learned from one of the largest cryptocurrency investment frauds in recent American history. Because while Christopher Delgado may have been the first domino to fall, many questions still remain unanswered.
Right, so I'm having a bit of fun here, guys. I just realised that this guy has, what I'm trying to do now is there it is. I'm trying to find this guy's YouTube channel because this is the guy that was on the phone call. And then all of a sudden I realised that this video that I did was 3 years ago. And he was at the time trying to sell gold and silver. Oh, look, I might even be able to find him. But what I did realise that the video I'm watching was actually, it's hard to explain. I think I might be able to find the video that we're actually watching. I just need to do something clever. I won't be a second. See if I can actually find the actual video that he was talking on, because I might be able to find his YouTube channel. It isn't available anymore. What a shame. So I'll just check to make sure I've got that name right. And see what happens here. 1 second, please, caller. I can't believe it though. Anyway, so that's a bit of fun for me, but that's memory lane. So let's have a look and see if I've got the name right. So it's XC. It might be a lowercase XC. Let's go XC, and then we've got YCRL. Yeah, so that's the actual address. See if that works. No, he's taking that video offline.
In gold and silver, so therefore I wanted to make you aware of it. You can share it with others, and you can earn an extra income.
Woo! Extra income. I like it. Okay, I'm just trying to
as well as you being able to get your coins sent to you, and ultimately, guess what?
All right, so we're now having a good look here and see if we can find this guy any which way but blue. Easy, out easy. And look, it's the same. Oh my goodness, it's the same funnel. And here he is.
Thanks for stopping by.
That's him. That's an AI
if you're
version
looking at the title
of the
above
same guy. Let's join this group. So this guy's been doing these sales funnels for obviously years. And what we're going to do now is we're going to actually put in another name I've got and phone number and see whether he rings me, because that would be crazy. Or we could just give him a ring. Let's give him a ring. I've got another system here for giving people's phone numbers rings, so I want to see if I can actually find it. 1 minute. I'll see if I don't know what I've done now. Make call now. Let's see messages, and let's see if we can ring him, because that would be funny.
Please wait while we connect your phone call.
Let's see if it crashes. So this is Lee Baines. See if he answers. Because these guys, yes, anyway, somebody else I wouldn't mind doing a bit of investigating on, but I wouldn't mind knowing if I could actually find him. G'day, mate.
You've reached Lee Bain. I'm not available right now. Please leave a detailed message. I will check my messages as I can, and have a great day.
G'day, Lee. How you doing? It's Danny the Heck here again. You called me the other day when I was driving around the city. Hey, look, I just wouldn't mind having a yarn to you. We've just started to do a bit of a feature article about you, and I noticed that you were promoting, I did a video about you ages ago called Lee Baines, God's Money, Silver and Gold, 50/50 crowdfunding, and you had this domain name called oureasymoney.com, and you were promoting what looked like at the time a way of making money with gold and silver. I'm just wondering how that panned out. Anyway, if you wouldn't mind giving us a ring back, we'd appreciate your phone call. Have a great day. See you, dude. Yeah, so never know. Oh, it's sort of funny when you know that you've been chasing these same guys. So if I, there was an article that Susie pointed out to me today just before I went live, and it stated basically that the government is working with independent, companies. How do I explain it? And I'm looking at this article thinking, I didn't know about this. So it was quite funny. I'll just see if I can find it. But I'm trying to think, the government, so this is the article here. So the US government strike force, which started a wee while ago, and we even did a blog about it, on the 3rd of June, basically posted out this letter. And they're basically telling you how they're working with independent people like ourselves, but not me, obviously. But they're talking about all the big companies. But I wonder why people like the Scam Setter Strike Force doesn't actually reach out to people like me and my Avengers. Because when I see little wee pincy guys like Lee Baines promoting stupid stuff, and I've been tracking him for 3 years, this guy's obviously trying to make himself an income online. He hasn't been successful, and he still exists. So I kind of wonder why this company here wouldn't want access to a database with 1,000 people who's doing all these shit promotions and not actually, do anything about them. Because I don't believe this criminal network, the promoters of this criminal network aren't that large. Now, there was a guy, Mr. Emmanuel, we looked at just the other day. So if we go back, so just to give you an idea, all this stuff you can see behind my head now are all the lawsuits and all the documents filed by that lawyer that's come after me. Right, that's what we get to go after. So we go in here, we go to persons of interest, we go to, let's go back. Let's go back to Ponzi schemes and scams. Let's go down to one of these opportunities. Let's go down to wealth management. And all of a sudden, we've got all these individuals that we've seen promoting BG wealth sharing, right? Now, one of these individuals was a person of interest for us, and I'm just going to tie these up because I can't help myself. And look at that. Now, that's nicer, isn't it? All in a line. But we looked at one of these individuals the other day, and there he is, this guy here. Now, he's still promoting something, and he was heavily promoting poll attention and I believe BG wealth sharing. We rang him up. We had a real good conversation with him. He was nice. And then all of a sudden we thought, he's going to stop. Because he asked us, what can I promote then? Like everything that he's promoting is a scam. And now we come back to here, believe big and profit. So what are we looking at here? One view 15 hours ago. Who's this? Oh, what's it? And what's he promoting now?
Physician. And then your third group of people are going to be your...
Okay, so he's promoting the third, what is this? I mean, I'm just so sick of seeing this. I look at this straight away. I'd have an argument with somebody for an hour saying this is a scam. It'll be another, this isn't even the guy I'm talking about. But look, it's another membership for $159. You go through it and there'll be, here we go. Products, whatever, whatever it is, I don't care. But in here somewhere, there'll be an affiliate link. There it is. So now I connect up and he's now can't help himself, but he has to promote something where he gets a commission, doesn't care about the products. Let's see if we get a page all about him. Or what has he done? It's gone off to a referral code. Turn your network into monthly income. So this same guy was promoting BG wealth sharing, then promoted polar tension. And then if you look here, we've got him sitting in front of a Rolls Royce. And there's Mr. Emmanuel there. So what part of, I'm sitting in front of a Rolls Royce, what is that trying to prove? That he's successful? And if you listen to his advice, you'll be successful as well. So I could do a whole blog on this particular company. It may not even be a scam. But we're just trying to figure out, it just sounds scammy. So, I mean, straight away. And what have we got here? Brian Burney. What's he? So I don't even feel right going after Lee Baines because he's just a nobody. But at a fascinating, this guy here as well. So, and I get them mixed up for some reason. But this particular guy, we got on a phone with him. I'm pretty sure we got on a phone with him, didn't we? And we had a really good chat with him. And he's actually quite successful at doing what has done as a business mentor. And now what's he doing now?
A soft place to land where everybody can still compound, because I told y'all, this is a new game. This is a new industry. Trading.
So we talked to this guy and he was promoting polar tensor. And so we rang him up, got talking to him on the phone and said, how long have you been promoting that for? And he said 7 days. He'd met the guy in Las Vegas and decided that he's got the best thing since sliced bread. And he would come back and now turn everyone that was promoting BG wealth sharing, investing in BG wealth sharing, to get involved in Polar Tensor. And what we're finding is Polar Tensor and BG Wealth Sharing seems to be in the same Telegram groups that we monitor. And it seems like they've been pushed by the same people, which is batshit crazy. You know, so we just see these individuals that I believe that should be stopped. So go to behind MLM, and we could go through here. It just goes on and on and on. So it's sort of frustrating, really. But yeah, I've got a pretty good week lined up. I've actually got some really cool stuff. I wouldn't mind finding more about Lee Meadows, which I think is quite funny. I don't think I've got a file on him, but let's just say I quickly decide to check my database and let's look for Lee. Is it Lee Baines? And I haven't even got a file on him, even though I did a video. I probably didn't have this database at the time. So just for the sake of this exercise, let me quickly put together a file. What am I saying? Lee Bain. Let me just put that there. And I presume he was in the US. I don't even know. He might be somewhere in the UK, but I'm just going to put US. It just makes it easier. I go get the video that we have got on him, so it will refresh my brains next time I'm looking for him. If I looked for him on Behind MLM, I probably won't find him because he's just a small fish. But he's out there promoting, you know, all these opportunities. I've got, what have I got? Chat. Let's see if I go back to where I was. I can probably download that somehow. Can I download desktop? So now I can come to here. I go to recordings. I drag that in there. I could put a date on it to make my life easier. And it'll be the 15th of, what are we, June, are we? I don't know what month it is. It is June. I got it right. That's a miracle. June 2025. Sorry, 26. And now I've got that recording there of him. I think I will remember him. But anyway, we've got a little bit more than that, which is a bit more exciting because what I wouldn't mind doing is just having a quick look at what he was doing over here the other day. We might find some more information about him. But
if
this
you're
is him
thinking about learning how to trade, it is so important that you know the person that you're learning from. And here's why.
Okay, let's go back to the start. So what's this? Oh, this is all to make you feel like you're going to be rich. All this sort of stuff. The cars, the boats, the pianos, and here he is.
Okay, so on the road.
Plug into the system that works. The most powerful automatic
let me get this
crash
done
money
here.
system. I'm not sure if that name is correct, is it? No, look how he spelled his name. Maybe I have spelled his name wrong.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Maybe he
I
spells
want to
his name
thank
different
everyone
online.
for being on this incredible, fun, exciting live Zoom.
It's exciting.
My name is Lee Bain. I'm coming at you from Murrieta, California. It's about an hour north of San Diego,
At least he knows in America.
And I just want you to know that I appreciate you for being here. And,
Okay.
and here's the bottom line. We are looking for people that want to win. They want to be debt free. They want more time, financial freedom, more money in their life. They don't know what to do, how to do it, and everything. But the good thing is we have a system. I've created a system that has the income streams, the opportunity. It has a way for you to do no work and also go all the way to the point where you want to just share this yourself so you can add fuel to the engine that makes this system go, and it allows you to make more money faster, and it allows everyone to do the same darn thing. Okay.
Thanks, Suze.
I'm always adding stuff.
Not like you spelled things wrong.
Just finished. I've had to change my website multiple times to different carriers because of the fact that I need something that works for everyone and not just for me. So that's the reason I just changed again to what's called Networker Central, and that's where the engine, that's the fuel that you can add to the engine to make it go faster. So you'll hear about that at the end of this presentation. For now, let's find out why you are personally experiencing the most powerful automatic cash money income system you've ever seen. The reason you are is because it didn't just pop up
Sounds
that
terrible.
way.
Totally
There's been a
unprofessional.
lot of work, ladies and gentlemen, that has went in to creating a company, creating a concept, adding those concepts to my system, and allowing it to be something that is simple for everyone to do. Matter of fact, if you give me, let's say 35 minutes in this presentation, because we're live, you're going to find out that you're going to be able to receive unheard of 100% direct member-to-member payments, and it allows you to potentially receive $900 within a week, $23,000 within 30 to 90 days, and there's more money than that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about literally $1 million over and over and over again. Okay, and you're going to find out the key to that is, first of all, just get in, get your membership. Okay, that's the first part, and it's only, it's only $125 one time out of pocket to be positioned to receive millions of dollars potentially over and over again.
I see
but
potentially,
what
he'll
does
be
it
saying.
It starts with getting $100, $100, right? And that adds up to that $900 that it says right there within a week. Okay, and then you go from there. It's really, really simple. And the good thing is we have the ability for this to happen, and you don't have to do any work, but we ultimately at the end of this, you're going to find out for the people that want to make more money faster and want to add fuel to this engine, this system that works, even if you don't, then you can do that. So we go with everyone from do no work all the way to go crazy. Everything in between. It doesn't matter where you fit in, you just get in where you fit in, right? The good thing is that our global team is reaching out to 10,000 plus people monthly at no cost to you. Let me help you understand why I added no cost to you. You understand that in most sales, most companies, as a business, if I'm a business owner, you're going to see this graphically in a minute. You know, when I make sales, you don't get nothing. Okay, in traditional sales. But with this team concept that we have, you can get a piece of that money. Do you understand? And when we advertise and market, that goes to the person that's advertising and marketing, like me, myself, and the team.
2 different domain names.
It doesn't go to you.
And they both go to the same place.
All you got to do is get your membership plugged in, and that allows you to potentially receive spillover, which is sales, which is money in your pocket. Okay? We'll see that graphically in a moment. So in fact, when you follow our simple steps, our big money ecosystem is already set up to help you receive $1,000 plus daily within 3 to 6 months. And like I said, it's more than that. Now, most of this can occur without you doing any work. All you got to do is click on the next steps. While we're at it, when I say next steps, let me see if I can give, I'm going to send a text if I can into the chat that is the team page. The team info page that everybody gets free to share this opportunity. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Going to put it in the chat, everybody. So we're going to take the transcript of this video and put it into ChatGPT and see if we can make heads or tails out of
what
he's actually talking about.
/100. That is the free team information page that allows everyone to share this incredible presentation opportunity with everyone on the planet. And then all you have to do is provide your join link, okay, for whatever program, okay? Now, I will be sharing with you here in a little bit the actual info. Well, I'm going to share it now since I'm thinking about it. The information page to hear about our system. Now, don't go to these right now. Go to them after the presentation.
You've got to stay focused, kids.
OSS-team.com /NC. So that will be the page you go to. If there's a mistake or whatever, I'll have to fix it later. So there it is. Okay, so now let's get back to the presentation. You know, nobody wants to wait forever to receive money, right? You want to do it now? Let's get
You want to be
busy
a millionaire
now.
in
Let's
10
make this
minutes?
happen now. Let's get your membership now. Let's not play games, okay?
Let's
So
not play
let's
games.
continue
This
with the
guy is
presentation.
amateur hour.
Now, are you ready to experience global automatic big money income? I need you to listen to this information. I want you to avoid all distractions, you know, all the pop-ups, all the TikToks, the Facebook pop-ups, the messengers, the kids. Let's avoid that. Because what if I say one sentence and you got distracted, and that one sentence would have made the biggest difference in your life?
Yeah.
And it would have said, dang, I like that. Well, you missed it because you got distracted. Let's avoid all distractions. You're going to find out why our team is different. We get to accept everyone on the planet into our system. It's affordable, and everybody can join and they don't have to do any work. Now, if you decide to do a little work, you plug into our AI-backed marketing system. It brings leads and signups, which means money into your life.
There's no proof of any
There's
AI
the page again for the team
system.
info page. You're going to have a page just like this, a whole system like this that has your links in it if you plug into that system. Already done for you. You can just put in a code and it sends it right over to your account, okay? You can join immediately. As soon as this presentation is over, you need to join immediately. Get your membership activated in the $100 experience. Why? Because you want to be ahead of all the procrastinators. You want to be ahead of all the future people that are coming in, all the future members. So it takes no time to get started, literally 15 minutes and you're in. You don't want to let life get in the way of your dreams, your desires, your goals, because no one cares about your life more than you do. Okay, let's make it happen for you and your family, and don't worry about everything else. Absolutely everyone that wants this money and wants a time and a financial freedom lifestyle, they join us. Why? There's 3 categories, and it covers everyone on the planet. Okay, this category is the main one that covers everyone. Category number 1 is join and do no work at all. Now, I don't know anyone that wouldn't like to make money and not have to do any work. So this covers everyone on the planet. It's $125 one time to get started. There's no monthly fees, which is awesome. Okay, that means your membership is in. You'll be positioned to receive $23,000 in about 30 to 90 days, $1 million in about 18 to 24 months. Is that a guarantee? No.
No.
If you want a guarantee, you're going to have to make the guarantee yourself. You're going to have to plug into the system yourself. You're going to have to make this business a business of your choice yourself and go for it. If not, sit back, relax, and it's just a matter of time before you start receiving $100 payments. All right, and it goes up to $100,000 in payments. Okay, why? How can this even work if nobody's doing any work? Well, the answer is everyone is not going to do no work. Okay, the reality is there are leaders that want to do work, they just don't know how, or there's people that want to do work and they don't know how. The leaders know how. Okay, now the reason this works is because you are filling in a membership spot. Very simple. Okay, the ultimate goal is to fill in membership spots. Whether you're going to do work or go crazy, it doesn't matter, because you have just filled in a membership spot, and that's the goal. Everyone that wants this money, they want this lifestyle that it can bring. That's why it works. Okay, $125 one time. It means your membership stays active indefinitely, because it's one time, no monthly payments, no monthly fees, and guess what? You can't cancel. Period. Okay, you get in, you make the decision, you get in with $125, you ain't getting no refund. Okay, it's in the system, and you're going to make money eventually. Okay?
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Category number 2: join and get others to join that do no work at all. The reason this category 2 is here is because you realize once you get in, you're like, this is kind of simple. This is kind of fun. I wouldn't mind sharing it with a few people, but guess what? You get to take the burden off yourself and say, you know what, Larry, John, Sue, you can join, but you don't have to do any work. Just plug in your membership. So now you're doing a little bit more by getting others to join that are also going to join and do no work, but guess what? They may do the same thing. They may become a category 2 person, right? $125 one time, no monthly fees. Now you can get that $23,000 in about 30 to 60 days and $1 million in about 12 to 18 months. By the way, over and over and over again, okay? How does this work? You're getting more memberships in, okay? That's why it works, okay? And everybody's membership stays active indefinitely. Category number 3, join and get others to join in. Everybody's going to go to work, okay? The real goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to refer 3 people. I'm going to show you a slide here in just a moment what referring 3 people one time to the program can do to your life.
I can't even listen to stuff.
The goal, here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we have people that come in, do no work. We love you. We also have people that want to go crazy. The real goal here, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest right here.
Right.
Refer 3 people, okay? And just everyone, refer 3 people one time. You know, in traditional business, how many people do you need? How many customers do you need to make money in a traditional business? Thousands. Okay, we're talking here 3 people one time. Everyone, 3 people one time. Plug into the marketing system if you want help to get it. Allow people to duplicate and have a system that works even if you don't. That is what you need. Okay, that's the power of what we have here. You're not just joining a deal, you're joining a deal that's attached to a system. And then there's another deal attached to it later on that's going to generate $13,000 over and over again. Okay, automatically.
I'm just going to pause this guy here for a second. I'll show you something interesting. I'm actually in Telegram. He's got a Telegram group. Okay. And I'm looking through here. Now, straight away, there's a guy called Ed. And there's a YouTuber called Ed. And I noticed that Ed is in 2 groups. He's in BG Wealth Sharing and Online Success. So these guys are rampant. So let's pick on the Great Resets. I can see that's nobody. Let's go Linda. So we're just going through all these people that are members of his group. You know, and that was a bit of a coincidence. So if I go through and look and find somebody who might look more real, and these are the just groups that I've been part of, but Ed, probably Ashley is going to be more interesting. So Ashley, which I don't know, but she's got a big tongue, is actually in UGC protocol system. So they're everywhere. These people just, let's see if we can find another one. We've got Ashley, obviously Lee Baines. He's just in one. Add contact. You help me make money. So easy money goes off to something or other. And then look, he's got MLM vet since 1990. And it's just tiring going after these people. But yeah. Let's go. Love us. Whoever this guy is. But somewhere along the line here. Oh, Bob's in here already. Good on you, Bob. Is that real number, Bob? Real number is Bob. Okay. Can't find anyone else here, but normally you can find all these other people and you can go through and spend hours and hours and hours on it. But welcome to our, what's it say? So this is, let's have a listen.
Welcome to our free chat group of entrepreneurs. Our goal is to help every single member earn a minimum of $1,000 daily in automatic income. Currently, this Telegram chat is your best source for information on our system that works. See pin post.
So there's 90 people in the world that want to be in his group. Isn't that great?
UK experience. Okay, this is the $100 experience. We get people into this system, and then when you have the money, it's no big deal. Boom. We launched the 2K experience, just so you know. And when we launched it, we found out that everybody doesn't have $2,000 to throw in. Well, we said, let's do the $100 experience. Everybody's got $125 one time. Okay. And if you don't, you're really doing something wrong. Okay.
Right.
Now, $125 one time, no monthly fees. You'll get $23,000 in about 30 days, $1 million in about 6 to 12 months. A lot better, right? How long do you want to wait to get $1 million?
Oh my
I
God.
suggest
I
you
can't
stay
believe they
tuned to
say
our
this
training
stuff.
at the end so you understand our system, review the training and everything, get your membership after that, get in, and then plug into the system and get people coming to your site. And all the people that are coming there, they're going to be exposed to this incredible presentation, and you'll be on your way. Okay?
On your way.
So the question is, well, what do you actually have to do if you're going to do no work? Well, what I want you to do is get your memberships, okay? And that means you're going to, you can get your memberships in the $100 experience, and then you can share with others, and then you can tell them that they need to join and they don't have to do any work at all. Or you can just sit there and do nothing else, okay?
Just
Whatever
like
you
me.
want, or you go crazy with it, whatever you want, okay? But the most important thing I need you to do, okay? I need you to stay engaged and care about your darn new business. Okay. Now I realize there's a million things, opportunities out there. And it's unfortunate nowadays that there's so much information and nobody focuses on one deal. Okay. This is actually two deals into one system. And it allows the people, you can focus and you bring people into a system that works even if they don't. And then you can bring, it automatically brings them into the 2K experience. It just a systematic approach, okay? So the most important thing is stay engaged and care about your new business. Give it at least 6 months of total focus.
You gotta recruit.
How the heck can you make any money in
Stop using my name in
anything
vain.
if you've got this going on, that going on, that going on? It's very, very difficult. We've brought everything together so you can make money if you focus, okay? Now, you're going to join us on every single live Zoom. It's amazing to me how people say,
Checking out this guy's
I want to make a
Instagram account now.
$23,000.
And see a pattern.
But you won't pop your butt on a live Zoom. It just frustrates me. Okay, you want to get on every live Zoom. We have them on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Saturday mornings, like today, we have it at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. Just get the heck on the live Zooms. Why? It creates excitement, and it allows people to share their testimonials, okay, and everything else. And I have trainings and everything. It gets people plugged in. When you have the excitement and people on the live Zooms, that lets people know, it's reassuring to know that everything works. Now, I can tell you whether people are on the live Zooms or not, my system works.
Okay.
The question is, do you work?
He's been doing it for 8 months. He must be a millionaire by now.
If you don't work, then you need to figure it out. You can do no work here. That's fine. But you're not going to make money as fast as you would if you put your butt to work. Okay? Let's be honest. Okay? Now, you want to monitor.
So we're just, I'm just surfing around the internet, as you may have seen. I had you on the wrong screen, was listening to the background. So obviously he's quite religious because we've got, here's a whole lot of scripture. It always amazes me how religious people are that seem to not really care whether people are going to lose their money or not.
The gospel of Jesus Christ. What is it? Good news. A way for all to have eternal life with our Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the physical manifestation of God, the creator of everything. John 10:30. All of our human bodies will die. However, a soul will return to God. Ecclesiastes 12:7. At that point, if we have not accepted Jesus Christ as our personal Lord and Savior, a soul will be apart from God, called hell, or with God, eternal life. Psalms 19. The gospel of Jesus Christ is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes. Romans 1:16. The gospel or good news is that God has provided a way of salvation for mankind. For by grace you are saved through faith, in that, not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. Ephesians 2:8-9. Why did man need salvation?
So why is it that these guys are so heavily involved in religion? They can go along to church on a Sunday or a Tuesday or a Thursday night, pledge their allegiance to God, and then scam people out of money. Like anyone in their right mind would look at what he's offering here and go, you know, this isn't, you know, God hasn't approved this. You know, this isn't what God, I mean, it's not even rocket science. So I'm just going to have a look at a few other of these photos here, because we're looking at holiday photos, and we're just going to see if we can figure out what this guy actually really is all about. Because at the moment, all I see is a scammer who's gone on a holiday with his family, and I don't know, is he a missionary or something, you know? Like, at what point is this, you know, it's just like, where does it go back? He reckons he's been promoting MLM since 1990, okay? So we go back, obviously no one's stopping him from doing it, so he probably, this is when I started interviewing, was it? With the gold and silver. So now we're going back to cars. You do wonder how these people survive, or whether he's made it big time, and we're all missing out because we haven't paid him $125 to, you know, get into it. But surely somewhere along the line, we're going to find some sort of proof. Is he an ex-veteran? Is he on a benefit somehow? You know, I don't know. I don't know what rings his bell. But if I went to maybe his hello pages, when was this last posted? The 7th of April. 7th of April, don't know when. Kids, ocean, soccer. Don't know what rings this guy's bell. But anyway, always a bit of fun. So what I like to do is I always check out the wife's account. It's always a bit of fun. So she featured, what does she promote? For my birthday this year, I'm asking for donations. That's nice. There's the wife. Doesn't look like she has her profile open. She's got 120 friends, unlike her husband, who has 1.2 followers. What else can we find out about this individual? So I don't know. But what I'd probably be more inclined to do is I like looking at the cover sheets to see what else they've got, because that's normally what they're promoting at the meantime. Love, live, lifestyle, valet, is it? Got bills, free cable, free internet, free cell phone service, free electricity, $750 cash or car allowance. So now we've got his phone number, which ironically, I'm wondering if that's the correct phone number that's publicly advertised. I'm just going to have a check. I'll just go messages. I'll go Lee. I want to see whether it's the same phone number. And it's a different phone number, which is interesting. Lee, First National Real Estate. Save money. SaveMoney777.com. That sounds lucky for some. But anyway, we'll just take a photo of that, and we'll probably document that somewhere along the way. What else have we got here? Same phone number. What is solve problems? That's that. Don't know. Anyway, interesting. What else can we find? He's a Christian, husband, father, Marine cop, veteran, global office, online business leader since 1990. Digital creator. What have we got here? Home biz. Another domain name, and we go back to the sales funnel thing. It just goes on and on and on. Anyway, we might as well put his phone number in the list of phone numbers. We don't know whether that's true, but we might as well put that one in there as well. So we've got 2 phone numbers which are in there. So we'll put them in there. They're publicly displayed phone numbers, so it's not really a rocket science. What else can I find out about this guy? It's a big bright photo. What else is he advertising under here? Same sort of deal. Reload the page. What, we've been banned already? Nope, it's better. So what are we going to get out of this one? Get more leads. Easymoney.com. Funnel. So here we go. Is another one. So now we're looking at funneleasysystem.com. Let's have a look at that. See where this one finishes up. And he did talk about changing from one website to the other. So I'm assuming that this one may not be. Your $6 commission machine is ready. Enter your best email. Now, I love these sites that tell you to do this because you just can't do nothing. It's like, what are you going to do? So I'm just going to put in, you can't do anything but enter your email address. But just so happens I've got a lovely email here of a friend of mine, old Alex. Unlock step 2. Almost there. You need to confirm you are human. Please enter the number K6KA. Submit. Let's see what else we've discovered. Here we go. Unlock your mini money machine for just $7. We've actually gone up $1 just within seconds. Got to be quick around here. AI system can sell you 24 hours a day. Watch this quick video. Let's watch the video. It's got music in it probably.
This right here just earned me $6 while I was brushing my teeth. Every time someone clicks my link and activates a $7 system, I pocket $6. No product to build, there's no selling, no tech headaches. Just one click and your own AI-powered microbiz, it goes live. You don't need to build anything. It's done for you. Funnel, loaded. Emails, pre-written. Referral link, live in minutes. This isn't a PDF. It's a business pre-built, preloaded, and prepaid. Every time someone activates through your link, you earn $6. 180 plus countries, daily payouts, and you can literally see commissions stack in real time. And look, this isn't just me. Paul made 22 sales in just 2 days last week. And Eric, he posted a screenshot. His inbox was flooded with new $6 sales. These guys, they're killing it. And traffic, well, you're covered. You get our step-by-step traffic toolkit. You want to go big with ads? Well, go for it. Or slow play it for free. Just post and let the system do the heavy lifting. Swipe, post, clicks. But here's the real kicker. You're not just getting paid, you're building a list. And that list, well, you own it. Plug in other offers, your brand, your primary business, it grows you, not just itself. And now we're doing something flat out crazy. We just added the ultimate AI video money machine. It's 100% free. It's automatic.
100% free. Oh, it's crazy. So I don't know. I can't listen to this guy anymore.
Throughout the day, you want to check your email, your phone, your text throughout the day. Why? Because people are going to send you money. Darn it. I don't want people that are going to send you $100, $100, $700, $700, $3,300 to be like, well, where's Larry? I don't know where Larry is. Where's Lee? Right? You need to be ready to receive the darn money when it comes. Okay? Because this is not something
that's
never going to happen for me. It will happen. And when it does, you better be ready. So receive the money. You want to log into your back office 3 or 4 times a week. Why? I don't want you to say, well, I don't know. Well, I'm supposed to get money. Where's the website? How do I log in? What's my username? What's my password? We don't need none of that crap. Okay? That's why I want you to stay engaged. So when you get your money, here's what happens. People are going to send you the money via Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. They're going to send you money via crypto. Maybe you're going to meet up at Starbucks if you know the person personally and get the $100, the $700, whatever it is. Well, guess what you're going to do? Okay. You're going to go into your app. You're going to say, well, I got my Venmo, or we met at Starbucks, and you're going to go into your back office, you log in, and you simply click a button to mark them approved. That means you received your money. They sent the money, you received the money, and you marked them approved, and now they're in the system. Okay? Now they can make money. Okay, so that's how that works. All right. Now, this presentation is meant to build our global team of promoters, but what are the products and services? Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, we've got powerful training. We've got business training. We've got marketing. You're going to hear a lot of that from me on Saturdays. Marketing, artificial intelligence, network marketing, personal development training about that mindset. And boy, do we need help with our stinking thinking, right? Mindset, empowerment, relationships, health, finances, and so much more. Okay, so that is enough about the products and services that you have access to. You have access also to me and my system, which is not just some, this happened, this guy, it's real easy. No, man, I'm telling you, if the average person had to go through what I've done the last 6 months, they would have quit. Okay, in a week into it. Okay.
Right.
So creating a system is important because I go through the pain to allow you to not go through the pain. So why should this be your global automatic business of choice? Well, everyone can join.
The right medication
no one's left
can
out.
save a
At $125 one time, that will put you into $1 million over and over again global business model. Are you kidding? Darn, right? Big now money. Ladies and gentlemen, the payments start off at $100, $100, $100. It goes to $700, $3,300. Ladies and gentlemen, the payments get to the point where it's going to be direct person-to-person payments of up to $106,000. Okay? Now, how in the world you're probably, because of your stinking thinking, you might be thinking, well, how in the world is someone going to send $100,000? The system, we've got it. We know what to do. On top of that, they have the money to do it. They started off at $125
blah, blah, blah.
income. This is what you need to worry about. In order to see this board, you got to send $25 to the admins. They got to eat and feed their family too. And then you're going to see a board just like this. You'll be at the top. You're going to probably have 3 spots below you that are empty, 9 spots below that are empty. Okay. Unless the person above you is going crazy and they're going to fill them all in, and you're going to get paid from that. Right. So the goal is to receive on membership level 1, $900 within 2 days. Have people done it? Absolutely. Does it happen for everyone?
Miracles.
No, it could be slower.
Oh, I can't listen to this.
I used to not include this in the presentation. Now I am including it. Why? Because I'm experienced. I know how to maximize my income potential with a model like this, an income stream like this. Some people don't. Most people don't know. What is the golden ticket? Using your personal membership link, purchase multiple membership spots underneath yourself to multiply your income from the same effort. Okay, so how does that look? Let's say you came in right here and you got these 3 spots. Yeah, you're going to have to send $125 to the person, to the admins, and to the person above you. But guess what? Okay, now you have 4 income streams that will be there. Okay, now you could do that, or you can also, they're going to get the payments from this and this. So when you do those 3 spots, you're going to get money from here and here, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that.
Think about it.
Now, the other way to do it is to get these 2 spots. All right. And guess what? You send the $25 to the admin, but this is your pay line. You're going to not receive $200 from real people, but you're going to receive $100 in fake money from yourself. You just mark yourself approved. And now those 2 spots are going to also get membership payments as well as people fill in on their second level. Okay. Now, remember, all of your memberships are going to also upgrade to all of the memberships levels that we're going to get into right now, allowing you to multiply your income. Okay, membership level 2, you're going to receive, the goal is to receive an additional $6,300 within 1 week. How does that happen? Well, those people that fall in on your level 2 board, they're going to send their $700 payments to the person above you. These $700 payments, you guessed it, these all go to you. What is that total? $6,300. $3,300 you're going to pay to go to the next level. How hard is that?
As long as you've got a really enthusiastic team that can sell sand to the Arabs.
Money. You upgrade. Guess what? You get to keep $3,000. Now, what if you had the 4 accounts and they did the same thing? That's $12,000 that you get to keep. All right. Now, let's go to membership level.
I'm just having a look at his old webpage. He's got one here that's called easymoney.com. And this goes back to 2023, and you've got the links that he once a time was promoting. There's also, really funny because I looked at these names: Alta Vista, Lycos, Yahoo, and InfoSeek. These are searching. I used to live on Alta Vista. And we used to have guest books rather than contact us pages. You could sign the guest book when you went to a page. And the About Us page that he had. So this is 2003, so we're talking 20 years ago.
This is a great place to give more details about me. As the webmaster, I could give personal information about my family, my job, my education, and my hobbies and interests.
No,
I
thanks.
could also include a list of any of my favorite things, the history or story behind my site depending on the topic of my site. I could include historical information about my subject. For example, if my site is about my business, I could discuss how my business got started. If my site is about a sports team, music group, movie star, or my family, I could chronologically list or summarize.
Yeah, so it's nothing abnormal, but there's nothing major here that's fantastic about Lee Baines, other than he's been trying to get rich for the last 20 years and he still hasn't succeeded, unfortunately. So that's a shame for him. But if anyone listens to him, so what I've done is I've actually just built up a bit of a database on him, and I've put basically I've chucked in a whole lot of information that he's put on his websites, including the transcript from the very video that we were watching a second ago. And I don't even know if ChatGPT would even help me write a blog about him. So maybe I would, not really sure how to handle this blog. However, this guy has been promoting multi-level marketing for quite a few years. I do have another video where he was promoting gold that I did about him 3 years ago. I would love to give you the transcript just so we can paint a bit of a historical background on this individual. I'll give you the transcript now. So sometimes we don't, but the point is, if we go to Lee Baines here, I did a video about him 3 years ago.
I wanted to make you aware of it.
It's 54 minutes long. If you're ever looking, so this is his sales funnel page, another one of them. So if you're ever looking to do this, if you go to my website, theheck.com, it's got a link called transcript, and you can basically put any YouTube video in there. And in here, it will break down the whole transcript. So I basically grab the whole lot, go back to ChatGPT, paste that in there. And now what I want to do is potentially go back to my own blog and just make sure I didn't put anything of interest in there. Ponzi schemes, get rich quick on leaders. Third law, every action is a reaction. Yeah, nothing really exciting there. But what we could do, just for shits and giggles, we could add that into there. We could go back to my live. I'll see if I can find my prompts. And let's see if we can scream a blog out about Lee Baines and see what it comes up with. Because, yeah, it's going to be hard to create a blog about Lee Baines. However, we can look at and focus at all the claims that he's made. And if there's any additional information, I'll see if I can find some. But in the meantime, this is about all I can find on him. Additional claims he's made and finding additional information so we can find him. So anyway, so let's have a look. See what it comes out with. At the very least, we'll just keep, we'll add this to his backstory. And we'll see what ChatGPT do not work. I'll be interested to see what it comes out with, actually. It's quite clever sometimes, ChatGPT. It seems to build a story out of nothing. And when I listen to it, I think, oh, that's pretty much on the money. So let's have a look what it comes out with. Could you please give me a title that's good for SEO as well? Good for SEO as well. Oh, it gives me a whole lot of them, but I only want one, my favorite. So what we can do with that information is we can go to overview, rename, enter, and we didn't mention his name in there. You didn't mention his name in the title. Remember, we're all about naming and shaming anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. So by not having, yes it does. Long tail, yes it does actually have it long. So this is the title it's picked.
From Bitcoin doubler to do no work, the long trail of Lee Bain's income opportunities.
You know, I'm tempted to see what it's come out with. I think you can actually do better. I think you can actually do better with this blog. It's not written in my normal style, and I often tell you not to give me scrolling paragraphs. But when I'm looking at, so what it's done here is it's the format of the text below, I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest. Pretty sure you can give me more substantial paragraphs. Maybe more of the psychological techniques that this guy tries to use on people who think they can get rich from his educational videos. I don't know, but let's have a look and see. Work, because it's just not the style of blog that I normally write. Let's have a look at what it says, where it comes back. His educational videos. Let's see what it comes back with instead. I agree with you. Right. Never change. Excellent. Right. Please give me the blog final. This is much better. Please remember to bold some words along the way and give me the final blog that I can just cut and paste. Let's see what we've got. Right, so now we've got follow the money. I don't know if it's going to be blog material, but let's have a look and see what we've come up with anyway. AI marketer layer. Only that we can do. Final thoughts. It's still a very stringy blog, and it looks skinny, and it looks like if I was a newspaper, I would go bankrupt. And I hate when you use for the last paragraph, because it looks just like a blog that's been written with AI. I think you can tighten this blog up a little bit and make sure you use some bold words to make it easier to read. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, I agree. The problem is the rhythm. Okay. The pattern is possible to ignore. I was investigating. Right. Okay. Well, could you please give me the blog final? I don't know why it goes off in these tangents sometimes, but it is actually frustrating as sometimes. But if you keep telling ChatGPT off, eventually it gives you something that might be correct and on the money. And the only way to do it is by feeding everything you can about this guy. AI marketing angle, and then see what it comes back with and make sure that I can either go away and get more information. So let's have a listen and see what it says about Lee Bain's.
Here's a version that is much closer to your established style. It follows the investigation, builds the story, uses larger substantive paragraphs, incorporates psychology, avoids AI-style sectioning, and finishes with a stronger landing. From Bitcoin doubler to do no work, the long trail of Lee Bain's income opportunities. Open quote, you can do no work, potentially receive $900 within 1 week and $23,000 within 30 to 90 days. Close quote. When I hear claims like that, I don't start calculating how much money I could make. I start asking questions. Over the years, I've investigated countless Ponzi schemes, gifting programs, matrix cyclers, MLM opportunities, and crypto scams. While the names, logos, and websites change, the sales pitch often follows a familiar script. Someone claims to have discovered a system that can create financial freedom. The barriers to entry are low. The income potential is enormous. The risk is downplayed.
It's not too bad.
The hard work is supposedly
might put it into a
handled
blog
by
while we're listening
someone
to it,
else.
eh?
All you need to do is get positioned before everyone else arrives. That was exactly what caught my attention when I started reviewing material promoted by Lee Bain. At first glance, it looked like another online income opportunity promising passive wealth through a system called the $100 Experience and the Online Success System. But the deeper I dug, the more I realized the current opportunity was only the latest chapter in a much longer story. The promise of easy money. The current pitch is remarkably straightforward. Prospective members are told they can join for a one-time payment of $125 and potentially position themselves to receive payments from other participants entering the system. The promotional material repeatedly emphasizes that members can do no work, benefit from team activity, receive spillover from others, and eventually work their way toward life-changing income. According to the presentations I reviewed, participants are shown projections involving $900 within a week, $23,000 within a matter of months, and eventually hundreds of thousands of dollars through a series of matrix-style levels and upgrades. What stood out wasn't simply the income claims, it was the way those claims were presented. The sales material constantly reinforces the idea that effort is optional. The heavy lifting is supposedly done by the system, the team, the automation tools, the AI marketing platform, or the people who join after you. The opportunity is deliberately framed as something almost anyone can do, regardless of experience, education, sales ability, or business knowledge. That is a powerful message for people struggling financially. It is also a message that deserves careful scrutiny. A familiar name reappears. The interesting thing about this investigation is that I didn't discover Lee Bain through the $100 Experience. I had actually encountered him years earlier. Back in 2022, while exposing Hyperverse and documenting the damage being caused by one of the biggest crypto schemes operating at the time, I noticed comments appearing beneath my YouTube videos. The comments weren't defending Hyperverse. Instead, they were promoting what Lee described as a safer alternative involving gold and silver. According to his pitch, people could accumulate precious metals, protect themselves from economic uncertainty, and even generate additional income by sharing the opportunity with others. On the surface, there is nothing inherently wrong with buying gold or silver. Investors have been doing it for generations. What caught my attention was not the metal itself, but the familiar structure surrounding it. Laid capture pages, recruitment incentives, income opportunities, financial freedom messaging, the suggestion that ordinary people could improve their lives through a simple system that others had somehow overlooked. At the time, I investigated the promotion, documented what I found, and moved on. I didn't expect to see the same name appear again years later, attached to another income opportunity, making remarkably similar promises. Following the trail backwards. One of the advantages of investigating online opportunities is that the internet has a long memory. Archived websites, forgotten videos, old social media posts, and domain records often reveal far more than the current sales presentation. Once I started following that trail, I discovered references to a long list of opportunities stretching back many years. There were home business programs, there were precious metals opportunities, there were Bitcoin promotions promising extraordinary returns, there were crowdfunding concepts, there were gifting style systems, there were passive income programs, there were matrix structures, there were opportunities built around duplication, leverage, and team growth. Individually, each opportunity looked different. Collectively, however, they painted a very different picture. The names changed, the products changed, the branding changed, but the central message remained remarkably consistent. People were repeatedly being shown a path toward financial freedom that relied on systems, duplication, leverage, and the promise that significant income could be generated with minimal effort. The pattern became impossible to ignore. As I worked through years of promotional material, something became increasingly obvious. The opportunity was rarely the real product. The real product was hope. The gold and silver promotions weren't really about silver. The Bitcoin opportunities weren't really about Bitcoin. The crowdfunding programs weren't really about crowdfunding. And the current online success system isn't really about artificial intelligence. Each opportunity was ultimately selling a vision of escaping debt, a vision of leaving a job behind, a vision of retiring early, a vision of creating passive income, a vision of spending more time with family, a vision of financial independence. That is why these presentations can be so persuasive. They are not speaking to someone's logical side first. They are speaking to their frustrations, fears, and aspirations. Once that emotional connection has been established, the opportunity...
Alrighty, so now we've got...
Skip to content, chat history.
This is your closing section, so it needs to land harder. Right.
Okay, so thank you for helping me write the blog. I now have the type of blog I like. I'm concerned that it may be rambling on a little bit too much and doubling up. Remember, this blog is about name and shaming Lee Baines, because he has been a promoter of these schemes for years. No one seems to be stopping him. So we might as well create something that will make the public aware of his actions. Below is the complete blog. Please refine it. Make sure we haven't doubled up in a lot of the information. Make sure the structure is correct and give me the complete blog finished. Alrighty, so that's what I kind of do when I'm creating these blogs, because it's just I'll just get that underway.
GPT plus new chat search chats library apps codex more pinned BG wealth sharing scamdemic new Goliath Ventures in.
Can you just give me the complete blog final without any correspondence? I don't want to read the words. I don't want to do a school essay. I just want the blog finished with my instructions.
Issue. Activate iMessage iPhone. WhatsApp number change guide. David Agrinsinus investigation. MHT trade scam response. HiveMind explanation. Vehicle identification help. YouTube export settings.
I've reviewed
proofreading
your full
title.
draft. The final blog would be several thousand words long, and rewriting the entire thing properly would exceed what I can reliably return in a single response. While
Skip to
preserving
content,
quality and
chat
continuity.
history.
The fastest way to get exactly what you're asking for is for me to work from the complete draft as a document and return a fully refined version section by section, preserving your voice, removing duplication, tightening the narrative, improving bolding, and ensuring the flow is investigative rather than repetitive. Right now, I only have the pasted version visible in the conversation, and portions have been truncated. I'll blog as a text, Word, or PDF file, and I'll return a complete, polished final version, reduced repetition, stronger transitions between sections, better strategic bolding, no AI blog, phrasing, no skinny chicken writing, consistent Danny DeHeck investigative style, ready to publish in one piece. Once you upload the full draft file, I'll give you the finished blog without commentary.
Wow, that's been told off, isn't it? So let's go here, and now we want to export that. Export as a PDF and save, and we're going to download that. So now what I've done is I've exported the whole lot, hoping that we will be able to, if I can find it. How do I export it? Hold it. Desktop, maybe that will work. iCloud, let's export. All right, well, let's see if that makes a difference. So now what we're going to do is we've exported it to my desktop, and now we've let's see if it refines it and makes it a better blog. It seems to be telling me that it's analyzing it it's better analyzing it as a PDF attachment rather than me just pasting the text in here. So now we have a completely new blog that theoretically hasn't doubled up. It's more beautiful, and let's have a listen and see what it says, and we'll use this version anyway.
From Bitcoin doubler to do no work, the long trail of Lee Baines' income opportunities. Open quote, you can do no work and potentially receive $900 within 1 week and $23,000 within 30 to 90 days. Close quote. When I hear claims like that, I don't start calculating how much money I could make. I start asking questions. Over the years, I've investigated countless Ponzi schemes, gifting programs, matrix cyclers, MLM opportunities, and crypto scams. While the names, logos, and websites change, the sales pitch often follows a familiar script. Someone claims to have discovered a system that can create financial freedom. The barriers to entry are low. The income potential is enormous. The risk is downplayed. The hard work is supposedly handled by someone else. All you need to do is get positioned before everyone else arrives. That was exactly what caught my attention when I started reviewing material promoted by Lee Bain. At first glance, it looked like another online income opportunity promising passive wealth through a system called the $100 Experience and the Online Success System. But the deeper I dug, the more I realized the current opportunity was only the latest chapter in a much longer story. The promise of easy money. The current pitch is remarkably straightforward, and that is precisely what makes it so effective. Prospective members are told they can join for a one-time payment of $125 and position themselves to potentially receive payments from other participants entering the system. Throughout the promotional material, the same themes appear repeatedly. Members are told they can do no work, benefit from spillover, leverage the efforts of the wider team, and eventually work their way toward what is presented as life-changing income. According to the presentations I reviewed, participants are shown projections involving $900 within a week, $23,000 within a matter of months, and eventually hundreds of thousands of dollars through a series of matrix-style levels and upgrades. These figures are not mentioned in passing. They sit at the center of the sales message and are used to create the impression that significant financial rewards are available to ordinary people willing to take action today. What stood out to me wasn't simply the income claims themselves. It was how those claims were packaged and presented. The sales material consistently reinforces the idea that effort is optional. The heavy lifting is supposedly handled by the system, the team, the automation tools, the AI marketing platform, or by the people who join after you. The opportunity is deliberately framed as something that almost anyone can succeed with, regardless of their experience, education, sales ability, marketing skills, or business background. That is an incredibly powerful message, particularly for people who are feeling trapped financially, worried about rising living costs, or frustrated by the reality that building a traditional business usually requires years of hard work and uncertainty. The presentation offers something far more appealing: the possibility that financial freedom can be achieved through positioning rather than effort, duplication rather than expertise, and automation rather than work. And that is exactly why these claims deserve careful scrutiny. The more a presentation focuses on how little work is required, the more important it becomes to examine where the money is actually coming from and whether the promised results depend on a sustainable business model or simply a constant flow of new participants entering the system. A familiar name reappears. The interesting thing about this investigation is that I didn't discover Lee Bain through the $100 Experience or the Online Success System. I had actually crossed paths with him several years earlier while exposing Hyperverse. At the time, I was producing videos about one of the largest crypto schemes operating in the world, documenting victim stories and examining the people promoting it. While reviewing comments beneath my YouTube videos, I noticed Lee repeatedly posting about what he claimed was a better and safer alternative. That alternative wasn't cryptocurrency. It was a program built around gold and silver, which Lee frequently described as God's money. According to his marketing, people could accumulate precious metals, protect themselves from economic uncertainty, and potentially create an additional income stream by sharing the opportunity with others. On the surface, there is nothing unusual about buying gold or silver. Investors have been doing that for generations. What caught my attention wasn't the precious metals themselves, but the familiar structure wrapped around them. The lead capture pages, the recruitment incentives, the promises of additional income, and the repeated references to financial freedom, passive income, and helping others discover the same opportunity all felt strikingly familiar. I investigated the promotion, documented what I found, and moved on. At the time, I assumed it was simply another opportunity in a crowded online marketplace. I certainly didn't expect to encounter the same name years later attached to a completely different program making many of the same promises. Yet as I sat through presentations for the $100 experience, reviewed the compensation structure, and listened to repeated claims about making money while doing little or no work, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had seen this story before. The product was different, the technology had changed, but the underlying message felt remarkably familiar. Following the trail backwards. One of the advantages of investigating online opportunities is that the internet has a surprisingly long memory. While promoters often move on to the next opportunity, old websites, archived domains, forgotten videos, and social media posts frequently remain behind as a digital paper trail. Once I started digging into Lee Bain's online history, that paper trail quickly began to grow. Using archived websites and historical records, I found evidence of promotions stretching back well over a decade. Some of the earliest material...
Please create an image of me banging my head against the wall as I watch Lee continue to promote this stuff after years of failure.
50-50 gifting style programs and a variety of other ventures built around passive income and financial freedom. One archive promotion encouraged people to believe they could double their Bitcoin every 90 days. Another centered around crowdfunding systems that promised participants could receive money by helping others join. Later came the precious metals opportunity that first brought Lee to my attention during the hyperverse era. Today, the focus has shifted again, this time to the $100 experience, a system promising that participants can potentially earn substantial income while doing little or no work. Viewed individually, each opportunity appears different. Different products, different websites, different explanations for why this particular opportunity is supposedly unique. Yet when viewed together, a pattern begins to emerge. The products changed from Bitcoin to silver, from crowdfunding to AI-powered marketing systems, but the underlying message remained remarkably consistent. The pattern became impossible to ignore. The deeper I dug into Lee Bain's promotional history, the less interested I became in the individual opportunities themselves. What fascinated me was the pattern. On paper, the opportunities appeared completely different. One involved gold and silver, another centered on Bitcoin. Others revolved around crowdfunding, gifting concepts, passive income systems, and now an AI-powered marketing platform attached to the $100 experience. If you looked only at the product being promoted, it would be easy to conclude that each opportunity stood on its own. But that isn't what I was seeing. What I found was a remarkably consistent sales message wrapped around a constantly changing product. The product was often little more than the delivery mechanism. The real focus was almost always the same: financial freedom, passive income, escaping financial pressure, and the possibility of earning more money without the limitations of a traditional job. As I reviewed presentations spanning more than a decade, I noticed the same psychological triggers appearing again and again. Prospective members were encouraged to think about rising living costs, job insecurity, retirement concerns, and the feeling that they were working harder while falling further behind. Once those frustrations had been established, the opportunity was presented as the solution. Not a complex business requiring years of experience, but a simple system that supposedly allowed ordinary people to leverage automation, duplication, teamwork, and the efforts of others. That is what makes these presentations so persuasive. They are not designed to appeal to spreadsheets, balance sheets, or detailed due diligence. They are designed to appeal to emotion. People struggling financially are shown examples of freedom. People worried about retirement are shown examples of wealth. People frustrated with their jobs are shown examples of flexibility and independence. The opportunity itself becomes the bridge between where they are today and where they hope to be tomorrow. The more material I reviewed, the clearer it became that the product was often secondary to the dream being sold. Whether the vehicle was precious metals, Bitcoin, crowdfunding, or an AI marketing system mattered less than the promise attached to it. The destination remained largely unchanged, even as the route kept changing. That is why I believe the most important question isn't whether the latest opportunity is different from the last one. The more important question is whether the underlying business model has changed at all, or whether the same promise has simply been repackaged for a new audience searching for the same solution. The AI marketing angle. One of the more noticeable changes in Lee Bain's latest promotion is the addition of artificial intelligence to the sales narrative. Throughout the presentations, prospective members are told they can tap into an AI-powered marketing system that generates leads, automates follow-up, and helps grow their business. The technology is presented as a major advantage, reinforcing the broader claim that participants can potentially succeed without needing extensive experience, marketing knowledge, or significant effort of their own. On the surface, that sounds impressive. The problem is that the presence of AI tells us very little about whether the underlying opportunity is legitimate, sustainable, or profitable. Artificial intelligence is simply a tool. It can write emails, create marketing content, analyze data, and automate repetitive tasks. Businesses around the world use AI every day for perfectly legitimate reasons. What matters is not the technology itself, but what the technology is being used to achieve. As I reviewed the material, it became clear that the AI component was being used primarily as a recruitment tool. The system appears designed to help participants generate leads, attract prospects, and bring additional people into the same opportunity. In other words, the technology may have changed, but the objective remains largely the same. I've seen similar tactics before. Years ago, promoters attached opportunities to cryptocurrency because Bitcoin was the buzzword everyone was talking about. Before that, it was blockchain. Before that, automated trading bots. Today, AI has become the latest marketing magnet. For many people, the term instantly creates an impression of innovation, sophistication, and credibility, even when very little is explained about what the technology is actually doing behind the scenes. That is why I believe the AI component deserves to be viewed with a healthy degree of skepticism. Not because artificial intelligence is inherently problematic, but because it risks distracting people from the far more important questions. How does the opportunity generate revenue? Where do the promised payments come from? And would the model still function if recruitment slowed or stopped altogether? The question that never goes away. After reviewing presentations, archived websites, old videos, and years of promotional material connected to Lee Bain, I kept returning to the same question, not the questions being asked during the Zoom calls, not the questions being answered by the marketing material. A much simpler question. What happens if recruitment stops? Every presentation I reviewed focused heavily on projected income, team growth, duplication, automation, spillover, and the possibility of building an income stream that eventually runs itself. Prospective members are encouraged to think about where they could be in 6 months, a year, or even several years from now if they simply position themselves correctly within the system. What receives far less attention is what happens when growth slows. If new participants stop joining tomorrow, where do future payments come from? That question matters because the answer reveals whether an opportunity is being driven by genuine external revenue or by the continual arrival of new participants. It cuts through the marketing language, the income projections, the testimonials, and the technology. It gets to the heart of how the opportunity actually functions. Throughout this investigation, I repeatedly encountered promises that people could earn substantial sums of money while doing little or no work. I saw claims that automation, artificial intelligence, and team duplication could remove many of the traditional barriers associated with building a business. Yet none of those things answer the fundamental question of sustainability. For me, that's where the investigation ultimately ends. Not with the latest product, not with the latest compensation plan, not with the latest marketing system. It ends with a question that remains unanswered. If recruitment stopped tomorrow, where would the money come from? Until that question can be answered clearly and convincingly, everything else is simply marketing.
Isn't that brilliant that you can write a blog like that really, answers those questions? This is a filler that I've put in here. Obviously, this well, I don't know that you know it's obvious, but this is the video I'm doing right now. But I will create a whole video about him, and I will review this blog and this individual. Obviously, three years ago, we published this blog about him. And he's still, I don't know, he could be a millionaire. We don't know. But anyway, he was talking about the gold at that time. I don't even remember what that blog was all about, to be honest. But we probably, yeah, as I said in the onset, it would be interesting to actually go back and see what he was actually doing at the time.
So let me turn it down so I don't blow your eardrums. And here we go.
God's money. Gold and silver will never be worth zero. I believe I was scammed by Hyperfund Hyperverse, and now I found a company that has been in business since 2019, and I am able to buy physical silver and gold coins and have them delivered to my house for $30. I cannot get scammed because I have the coin in my possession.
Oh my God. So now I start to remember. So he decided to come into my YouTube channel, and he found a blog that I did, which was my biggest video, which I just can't help myself. I have to go back and have a look. And he decided to spam me by promoting his opportunity within here, and also admit that he'd been scammed by Hyperverse in the past, which is actually absolutely batshit crazy. I probably can't find it, but through what I can see here, I can see he does actually have a YouTube channel, so it would only be fair. So let's see if we can go to my YouTube channel. Let's see if I can go to my videos. Let's see if I can go for the popular videos. And there's the video right there. I did 4 years ago. 33,000 people have viewed this
People
video.
were confirming that.
And if we go down here, we're probably going to find whoever he was at the time and see whether we can find his comment. And then we'll be able to find his YouTube channel, which I can't actually find easily if he's still available. So we probably need to find something. At the time, obviously, this is a pretty hot topic. Let's see if I can find it. So what do we have to search for? So let's do it the easy way. Let's go back here. God's money. So if we search for God's apostrophe money. God's money was in there. Now come back to here and we search for God's money. So we can obviously come down here until we find, where are we? Oh, top of the thing. Nope. He could have actually been removed from there, but let's have a look. God's money. No, that's interesting. So what have I got here? Did he come under here somewhere? God's money. Hyperverse. Not recruiting. God's money. I wouldn't mind betting he's had his channel removed. Well, why I say that is because if you write comments, I'll just see if make sure it's not there. Gods. I'm just going to search for God. That might be an easier word to search for. More. 3. 1. 14 replies and that one there. Yeah, and the reason I'm looking is because I can't find his YouTube channel. And it would be good to actually find. So if I sort by the newest, sometimes it gives me, I've never really understood why YouTube's so bad at actually helping me search for stuff. It's really the worst ever. People accuse me of removing posts, but a lot of the time is I can't even find people's posts. Oh, hello, Baxter. No. Hcash. Money. So I wouldn't mind betting he's had his YouTube channel removed, or it'd be unlikely for him to remove a post, especially if he's trying to promote stuff. He could have renamed the channel, but that wouldn't have removed the comments. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going through, opening up all channels, and then I'm going to search for the word God. And if I find any post with the word God on it, at that time I must have been very diligent at replying to everybody who posted on my YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to search for God. We have 3 references to God. Nope. Thank God. And Uncle God. No. All right, so that's not any good. And if I go back to here, I can see Bitcoin. I can see Bitcoin global leaders. Okay, so Bitcoin, ONN, global, and then we've got leaders. Okay, Bitcoin global leaders. So we'll go back, make sure we've got that right.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it says gold money. Yeah, all right. So now we're going to go to here, and we'll search for Bitcoin gold global leaders. Wall Street. No, I don't think we're going to be much luck, but I could go global leaders and then search for Lee Baines. Oh, my video comes up. That's always a good start. And so it doesn't look like Lee Baines is, well, the very, unfortunately, he's not near the top. Lee Baines. So who knows what's actually happening there? So if I go back to Global Leaders Lee Bain, we might be able to just go to Google and search for him. And there we go. Got Lee Baines coming up, making money. Assets, Bitcoin. All right, so let's go to images, see what else we can find about him. Telegram, we found his Facebook. Nothing really. Crypto Alliance.
What's up, Vegas? How are we feeling?
No. Alrighty, so let's go. Now we've found them on here. We have Easy Money, contact info, easymoney.com. We're going around circles now. So we'll go to here, 75%. I always like to download everyone's PDFs of their file. Then I come here and we're going to connect with them, and we're going to see him without a note and see whether he comes back. We're going to look at what he's been featured and show activity. And he has posted a year ago. And we've got, let's try your livelihood. Real time, the elite home biz. So let's have a look, see if that's still going. So as he said in the phone call, which we'll play again. Oh, we're back to here again. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at this one here. See if that goes to the same place. I have a feeling it will. Yep, can't help yourself. These are all a year ago. But if we went back far enough, theoretically, we're looking 4 years ago. Now Sweet. Thinkific, which I know is a sales funnel course, which won't be going anymore because it costs you $70 a month to have that. Lee Baines Certificate Award, now site. That's interesting. Issued in 2022. Let's see if we go in here and see what he does. We find nothing, so that's not very exciting. We go back here. Items you don't want to miss. Smarter way to earn God's money. Found it. The coolest way to, and affordable way to buy. Oh, here we go. So this is him 4 years ago. He was promoting, and now we've got 404. So whatever he was promoting 4 years ago, the gold and silver, has now broken. And now we go back here. We're looking for something else. Easymoney.com. That is broken. So now we're up to this one here, oureasymoney.com. It's the same one again. I'm happy to share what I'm starting a new position at Ambassador Gold and Silver Quicksilver. So I think Quicksilver was another gold company that he was obviously getting into. Affordable way to buy gold and silver is delivered to you directly. So this is probably what he was talking about in the video I did. And there we go.
Hey, everyone. This message is for people that are investor.
Excellent. So now we've found, through all that research, and this is what it's like, is we have actually found his YouTube channel, which is absolutely fantastic. So we've now got a funny YouTube channel that says Make Money Global Leaders 4169. So now we'll add that, and we will go and add that to his YouTube. And now we'll have a look at other things that this guy has been promoting. So we'll go to videos, and we're going to have a look at text in your keyword 3 years ago. Full text presentation. How to make money without doing anything a daily 3 years ago. So have we got all these videos? Popular, latest, popular, oldest, popular, latest. Well, that's right. So he hasn't done anything for 3 years. And he was promoting gold. What else was he promoting 3 years ago? Build wealth with just $1 a day. Do you want to live your best life possible? Never. Oh my God, 7 years ago. It's all the same stuff. We prove it free training. I mean, like, so this guy's just been promoting this shit as much as he can. Like, we're talking big time. We've got 51 views, and then we've got 1K views. We've got 3K views, then we've got 45 views. And his first videos. I'm just going to actually go to ChatGPT and say, I'm just wondering. So let's just have a look, see what ChatGPT says about it. Right. I'm just wondering. Let's go here. I've just discovered his YouTube channel, and I'm quite surprised how long he's been doing what he does. I'm just going to cut and paste all the titles to his videos. I'm wondering if we should add a section about his YouTube channel into the blog. And then I paste all those. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to give it the thing about that. Blog. Right. And I'll just have a wee look to see if there's any interesting videos. Nothing. 3 years ago. Interesting though, isn't it? I'll subscribe to his YouTube channel. That will give him 223. Playlist. Good morning, beautiful people. G'day. Nice to see you, Velvet. Haven't seen you for a wee while. I'm just doing a... Oh, his playlists are interesting. Beyond. Yeah, so let's see what ChatGPT comes out and says. Oops. Let's see what happens here. And let's see if it recommends that we add a section into the blog. If it does, it'll be quite funny, and we'll do that pronto. Oops. Oh my God. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Immediately after follows the trail. It would like the section immediately after following the trail backwards. So let's have a look. I would also add one paragraph. I'm not going to add the paragraphs. So what have we got here? So this is the section that ChatGPT reckons I should add.
7 years of promotions on YouTube. One of the most revealing discoveries during this investigation wasn't an archived website or an old social media post. It was Lee Bain's own YouTube channel. The channel, Make Money Global Leaders, was created in November 2018 and contains more than 70 videos spanning multiple business opportunities, crowdfunding programs, marketing platforms, and income systems. Viewed individually, many of these videos appear to be unrelated. Viewed collectively, they tell a very different story. Over the years, Lee has promoted a long list of opportunities including 5,050 crowdfunding, Impact 101, Icom Tech, Trip, Royalty, We Prove It Free, Crowd, now site, Quicksilver, Text ALN, and more recently the online success system and $100 experience. What makes the channel particularly interesting is not the variety of opportunities, but the consistency of the messaging. Video titles include phrases such as how to make money without doing anything on a daily basis, make money, up to $1 million on autopilot, receive well over $150,000 every 28 days on autopilot, and become a multimillionaire by doing 3 simple steps. Across multiple opportunities, viewers are repeatedly presented with the idea that significant income can be generated through systems, automation, duplication and team growth rather than through traditional business activity. One video from 3 years ago is particularly striking, titled How to Make Money Without Doing Anything on a Daily Basis. It mirrors many of the same themes now being promoted through the $100 experience. While the branding has changed, the underlying message remains familiar. Position yourself correctly, plug into the system and allow the process to work for you. For me, the YouTube channel provides something more valuable than any single presentation. It creates a public record. Rather than looking at one opportunity in isolation, readers can see a pattern stretching across many years. Different company names, different products and different compensation plans appear throughout the channel, but the central promise remains largely unchanged. That historical context matters, because the question isn't whether the latest opportunity is legitimate. The question is why so many different opportunities over such a long period have been marketed using such remarkably similar promises.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool, actually. So I think out of creating nothing, we've actually created ourselves a blog, which we will be able to do later on this week. And you've sitting here, watch me. The clowns just keep going from circus to circus. Yeah, I know. I said circus to a lot of American people that don't understand what circus means. Australians and New Zealanders have circuses, but in America, apparently, they call circuses carnivals. So every now and again, you might hear me talking about carnivals. But yeah, it's a bit of a laugh, that one. So yeah, I know so I can tell you're an Aussie by calling them circuses. Now, I wonder what the difference between a circus and a carnival is. I don't know, but going from what I've heard, both of them are the same, but just one country calls them one thing. So, yeah, so now we've got a lovely photo here of our friend here, Lee Bain. Plug into a system that works, even if you don't. You can do no work, add people, and get paid. I mean, is it really that crazy? You know, I mean, this guy, we've obviously looked at his Facebook page. We've seen him do this for a wee while. We've never actually published a blog about him, following the trial backwards. And then we've got first-hand proof here of all the different schemes that he's promoted. Excuse me. Quicksilver's the one, I think I've done blogs on that before. And I bet you anything you like, the guy would look at me like I was an enemy because I challenged the fact that one of these schemes may not be a scam. So if we went to Quicksilver and just went to behind MLM and did a search on it.
Quicksilver Review, ISN Coins second spin-off October 6th, 2019 in MLM Reviews. A visit to the Quicksilver website reveals no information on who's behind the company. Quicksilver's website domain, QuicksilverMe, was registered in December 2018. Quicksilver Global LLC is listed as the owner through a UPS store address in Florida. My own research led me to affiliates marketing Quicksilver in conjunction with Mint Builder.
Yeah, so it's obviously been in there. I mean, we could go through all these here. I don't even know these texts. This is going to be funny. I don't even, if you want to find out anything, I think Oz has he's our unsung hero, isn't he? Because look, everything you search in here, alt text, SMM marketing pyramid scheme. I mean, everything that you can think of has been mentioned. Now site, I don't know about now site, but I don't know of now site. I've never heard of that one. But if it's here, look at this. It's AI. Now site marketing. like, how would you want to feel that you've got a history of, but now what will happen is anytime somebody searches now site, even 50-50 crowdfunding, I'm just curious on how many of these Ponzi schemes and scams have actually been mentioned behind MLM. It shows you what a Trojan horse this guy is, 50-50 crowdfunding. But now we can be happy that old, if you want to know anything about Ponzi schemes and scams, you can just go to our friend here, click on his YouTube channel and go through his archives and find anything you like. It's not going to be rocket science. Well, I actually think that that's actually been quite a good victory. I will actually do a video about him, but this was just a me filling in some time, because I'm doing the chase building one. That's the video I started off with this morning. So I think that's going to be good content. So coming up this week, guys, we're going to obviously double up here. We're going to be going through Lee Baines. He told me to F off. Oh, actually, that's not a bad idea, Danny. I might do that. I'll see if I can do something cool. Okay, so let's have a listen to this. Let's do something pretty cool. Let's see if I can upload. I'm going to upload a video. Let's see what I can do here. I don't know. Let's have a look. I've got a video of Lee Baines. I'm just going to find it. So if you haven't been here before,
you don't have to do any work if you don't want to, because we're signing everybody up and everybody falls underneath everybody else.
But how's the money generated? Like, how do you, so if I give you $125, and how does that generate income? All right, I'm just going to put this into a thingy. I'm going to make it a MP3. I'm going to make it a low quality MP3 and see whether start function. I'm just going to convert the file. I have got some amazing software at my fingertips now. So, I'm doing things live. We're looking for a voice change. If anyone knows a good voice changer that I can plug into my clever thingy-majiggies, that would be quite cool. So what I'm doing now, I'm just going to have a listen to this again. What I'll do is I'll listen to the one that I've just
you don't have to do any work if you don't want to, because we're signing everybody up and everybody falls.
It doesn't work. I'm just seeing if I can upload this voice file. No, it doesn't look like it's going to. So what we're going to do is we are going to do something pretty cool. I'm actually going to upload a voice file. 1 second, please, call up. And then we'll embed that in the video and just give everyone everything that we can about this guy. Because I think it's important. So we're going to go content. We're going to go uploads. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing, but you don't need to. I'm just finding this and 2026. So now I'm going to drag that over there. It's only going to be a small file. Hopefully it will let me update it to my server. And it does. And now what I want to do is grab a file. I don't even know how to do this. I've done this once before. How do I embed a file? MP3. Okay, hold up 1 minute, please, call. I've got to think about this. I think if I search for... So what I could do is I could put that there, add, and then search for MP3, and I did find one. Oh, that's how I did it. Right, okay, yep, no, I got an idea. So what I'm going to do, yep, this is quite cool. Okay, so I'm going to click on MP3. I'm going to add that in here, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link that MP3 to the file. It's all coming together. And then we will go MP3. Done. And this will keep it, I don't know if it's going to be that tidy, but theoretically update. Right. So now what we've got, once that's updated, somebody listening here will see the file, and then we've got, you can, and then if they're clever enough, they'll click on that. And
now you don't have to do any work if you don't want to, you know, because we're signing everybody up and everybody falls underneath everybody else.
But how's the money generated? Like, how do you, like, so if I give you $125, and how does that generate income?
Because you end up, you get a membership. The $125 is a membership. It gets you a spot inside our matrix. And because our global team is advertising to 10,000 plus, the goal is to advertise at 10,000. We're going to ramp it up, but right now we're getting ready to get started on it. But you know, we're going to be advertising to 10,000 plus people monthly.
Oh, so
and
it's
those
just
sales, we could really keep.
It's a straight pyramid scheme, then, is that right? So there's no product.
It's not. I knew your voice sounded familiar. Yeah, it sounds like you were on my Zoom recently and caused me havoc.
Well, you promote a product that doesn't have you promote something that doesn't have a product. That's why I'm giving you a right of reply, mate. You know, so
well, no, I have a product. I have a product that's called a training membership. That is value. When I give my value is worth $500 an hour.
No, I don't
and when
think
I
so,
give
mate.
my value to people,
you don't look like you're making $500. You're not.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're making $500 an hour, mate. Unfortunately, but what I'm doing, I'm just trying to ask you nicely. You know, what is your actual product? And you're telling me it's recruitment and people paying $125.
Yes, it's recruitment into a membership that you pay.
Yeah, I know what a membership is. But well, let's say if I sign up for Netflix, okay? Just hear me out here. I get.
Well, what do you think a product is? Do you think a product is only a nutritional product or something like that? Is that the only thing that's a product?
Well,
is that what you think?
Well, no, I want you to tell me what the product is. If the product is selling memberships, then it's not a product.
I just told you, but you don't want to listen. I mean, I think if anything that you offer a value to someone is a product. That's a service or a product that you create value for.
Well, not going by the SEC. So, the SEC will disagree with you there. I mean, if you want to...
Well, who are you? Are you the governing body for the stupid, dumbass FCC?
No. Well,
anyway, I'll let you go, man. You're a waste of my life.
You're a waste of space, mate. You're brain dead. You're absolutely brain dead.
Get a call from the lead prosecutor on the case.
Yeah, so that was good anyway.
No, you don't have to do any work if you don't want to.
I think he's brain dead. Let's make sure I got the video
right. The governing body for the stupid, dumbass...
Yeah, so there you go. If you work for the SEC and you get sick of people like that, you've heard it straight from the horse's mouth that Lee Baines think that you're brain dead. Oh no, I called him brain dead. But yeah, that would be quite interesting. So I like to include as much as I can, but I'm actually quite surprised that we've actually managed to create some sort of blog for him. Now, it would only be fair to actually let him know that we've created that. So I'm going to actually send him a text right now. I'll give him a link to the blog. And but yeah, so that's us really. That's us. I think we're done for today, actually, guys. So we've got 2 blogs that were coming out. I'm just going to shut down some of the stuff so I can make sure. So we've managed to find a recording. We've managed to put a profile online about him. One thing we haven't done though is we haven't actually got a wonderful picture of him here. Banging his head against the wall. Me banging my head against the wall. It's not quite looking like me, but it's good enough. We will now put another link here. And we'll now add that blog in there for next time when I find him. We also have put him in the persons of interest list. There we go. We'll put him in the persons of interest list, and we'll put him over with the Americans. So I currently have 431 Americans that are in my persons of interest list, and I can just keep adding to those by dragging them over, the ones that I've done recently. We've actually got more, and we also have just done a blog. Oh my goodness, there's now 436. Whoops. These are all people, so we can keep adding to them. I've actually got another guy that we've just recently done a blog about as well. So we've got Lee, and his name is this guy. And he's got a YouTube channel, and I reckon he will remove these videos once he sees that I'm going to do a video on. But I've given a writer reply, and he was busy promoting BG Wealth Sharing. And I must admit, I haven't actually downloaded this video yet.
Terrence T. Hill, all right?
But I kind of need to.
Again, the most positive man in the universe, all right? But at the same time, I'm coming not to keep it positive, but just to share my documentation on the trip that, on the journey that I had, that I thought I had with this opportunity called BG Wealth Sharing, okay? Anybody that knows me and been following me, you know that I've been speaking money for a long time, and that is my mission, okay? I established an organization called Financial Blueprint Academy, where I want to help people get a financial peace of mind because that's what I understood. And I do believe we was all created on purpose for a purpose. And a lot of us are not living our purpose because of, you know, the rat race or whatever the case may be, because we need funds and money and income to pay bills. But that's just a little bit about me. I'll tell you more on the back end with solutions. But I do want to start off with an apology, okay, to anybody who made that decision because of me, okay? I apologize. I was misled. Therefore, I was misled. I'm going to mislead other people, okay? So I say all that to say this. Thank everybody who was telling me from the beginning that it was probably a scam, but I did not know. You know, I got family members, especially my brother who really loved me, told me. But me, I'm like, man, I've been studying money for 18 years and this can help. And my perspective on that was because of I've watched older people get old and they're not living an American dream. So something got to work, and I drunk all the Kool-Aid thinking that this will help. Okay? Thought I was onto something. All right?
So we've got a guy that's all of a sudden sorry. So this is another blog I'm going. So is this guy guilty victim or predator or promoter? Yeah, and you might think, oh, I'm not sure. Well, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, because if you go to my blog I've written about this guy, you can come down here and you can read about Terrence Hill. Terrence Hill is not an innocent bystander. Here he is, copy and trading. He was running seminars. He was even holding, wait this, a withdrawal party. He was showing people how to show people how much money that you were getting from BG Wealth Sharing, and he had a party in his house. And so this is him in his house showing a withdrawal party, and then we've got him holding up pieces of paper, telling everyone how wonderful he was, and then how wonderful it was. Then he's at what looks like a cafe. I don't even know. I think this is actually a house, and everyone's, you know, looking at this. Click start your crypto journey with DSJ exchange. So we're gonna be doing those two blogs next. But what I originally started out with today is, if you do go to my website, deheck.com, you'll see I do actually have, when you click on Goliath Ventures, which is where I started this video off with today, and you come down here, we've actually now set it up a new thing called Operation Elephant. And Operation Elephant is going after all those little people one at a time and exposing them. So these are the first couple of people which look like innocent bystanders. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, and that's right. I mean, what you just said there was brilliant, Velvet, is if I'm sure that if I rang up this guy, which you're more than welcome, Terrence Hill, to contact me, and we pitched him PO wealth sharing, whether he would think it was a good thing or not. But look at this. I love these. Oh, you can't see that now, but let's have a look. I'm just trying to have a look. Did that come back? It didn't come back. 1 minute, please. Call up. What's happening here? Screen. I'll just fix that screen up if I can. Let's see what happens here. Entire screen. That's not what I wanted. What have we got? Current. It's been naughty. Hold up. Entire screen. Current application. Oh, there it is. Google. Let's try that one there. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's try that one there. That's better. Earn Digital Triple Crown Award, EPV, Terence Hill, whatever that is. My Econ is his mate's business. So his mate's got a business called My Econ, the World Class Leadership Award. And when we searched for Ecom, we found it, guess where? And also anyone that turns their comments off is a scammer hiding in the dark. If you want to say sorry to somebody, at least let them say, that's okay, mate. I knew I shouldn't have listened to you. But you don't, do you? No, you turn your comments off. So it started by, he started sharing BG Wealth back in September the 20th, 2005 with the intent. So he ignored all the government warnings. And now he wants you to check out his website and we're going to follow him. Isn't that great? So what I was trying to do before, which I don't know if you noticed, is we were trying to get this to download so he doesn't delete the video. And I was trying to do that the other day, but let's just do that one more time. And hopefully in a second that will download and then we'll have a backup. But surely he wouldn't be worried about me doing a review on him and delete the video. I guarantee that's what he would do if he knew that we was downloading this video right now. He would turn it off as soon as he could. Anyway, that doesn't want to do its thing, does it? It's a bit tricky sometimes. You need to go like this, and then you need to go back like this, and then you need to go other, and then you go here, and you go download, and then you wait and you hope. I am not a robot. There's nothing to do. I'll go back to here. And then all of a sudden it will start downloading. We'll check the downloading profile. Oh, that's what we needed. So we needed to get his profile. We need to go back to our other American. We needed to go to him, and we needed to get his LinkedIn profile because he will delete me. And then we'll go here, LinkedIn. See, so many things you got to do when you're building databases. Now we can open that up, and that should be Lee. There we go. Just in case he deletes us or blocks me. Let's go back here. Please try again. Okay, thank you for using. So let's just hit refresh. Let's see what happens this time. Video, download. It's gone off. I am not a robot. Notice what it did there? So I click I'm not a robot, but what it's actually doing is trying to get me to click on it so they get paid for the advert. So now we're clicking here. Now we're going to shut down some of these other things that are causing perhaps grief. All the rubbish. At least no naughty site come up. But yeah, but there's Lee Baines. So there's Lee Baines. He will just be angry with me. He won't want to reason with me. He will want to say to me that I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I just turn around and say to him, well, when was the last time something you promoted actually delivered on what it said? When was the last time somebody can pay $100 and they were made a millionaire within 12 months? And how can you sit here and promote shit like that? You know what I mean? It's incredible, isn't it? Okay, maybe that one there works. Let's go click here. No, online casinos. Waiting while it's being prepared to download. Come on, you've got this. It says you can install a Chrome extension. No thanks. Oh, but sometimes. So let's go back to the video. And what you can do is you can actually, oh, hold up, please try again. Nope. I can hit that video. Start. See what it does. No. Start. Oh, no. Video downloader. So, how to download videos from YouTube. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, we've got another one here. YouTube downloader. So I've got a shortcut key for that. See what happens. Extracting. See if this one works. Whoops. Oop. YouTube temporarily blocked server. Let's have a look again. Download YouTube. See if YouTube lets it. YouTube temporarily blocked. Okay, no, that might be all these sites you got to go through when you're trying to figure out how to do it. Okay, try this one. Oh, this looks like the same site. Oh, hold it. Problems. Let's go. Download. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Now it's tempting me. Download high-res video or audio only. Well, I don't know what that means. $1 a month. Oh, no thanks. Just download. 6 months. No thanks. See? Let's start again. Let's go back. Let's go to this one here. Tech guide. YouTube. No. But I guarantee I'll go back to the one I use most of the time. It'll probably work now. No, that's not one. I'll just try that one there. That looks like a real one. Apps, Microsoft.com. Don't think so, Tim. Oh, there it is. YouTube downloaded free share. No. So let's go back to my one. So what I do is I have a shortcut. I search for download. Download. Click on that one. Put it in there again. And then it will probably work this time. Video. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Oh, launch. Shopify advertising here. Do you think it's going to work? I reckon it's going to work. 50% chance it's going to work. You watch as soon as it starts. Okay, so it's claiming I can put SOS in front of it. So let's see what it can do. So it's claiming I can go SOS YouTube .com / W8 watch and then V equals, oops, do an equal and get rid of the / unless it has a / no. All right, whoosh. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, I know I did this the other day and it actually there it goes to a different color screen, and now we're going to download this one. Now we're off and racing, and now we've got the same screen. 10%. Come on, you've got this. 15%. It's painful. No, please try again. Okay, this time we'll do it different. I'll put that in there. 4 years later. There we go. Oh, there he is. Got all these other videos I didn't want. Oh, now we're clicking off. Oh, there we go. We're back now. As long as I click on something enough times, I'm going to get it eventually. No, but you watch, you go back here, and it just might tin it. If it works, we'll switch flavors. Okay, now, any moment now. The little boy waits. It's looking like something else is happening. This is what you do for hours of my life. Is sit here and I look at stuff like this. Here we go. Please try again. Thanks very much, guys. Let's see if I got it there. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. And we're going to do it one more time. We'll go to 720. It might like me more. It's not such a big ask. 720 is like saying, okay, I don't want the best. Okay, here we go. 15 minutes, 15%, 20%. Too many requests, you see. All right, so no, still going to work. I'll see it anyway if it does work. Okay. How to download videos from YouTube free. Okay, on a Mac. Let's go Reddit. We could have a look at that. Okay, we'll look at this one. Turbo subscribe downloader. Let's have a look. See what we got here. That one. That one. No, I don't want to install something. Oh, that one there I've seen before. All right, let's try this one. Oop. Okay, download. Whoop. Service does not support this URL. Whoop. Hold it. Says it doesn't support it. Verifying the connection. Okay, I'm going to go, oops. Can't even click on it. Dirty trick. Great, eh? Yeah, it's like, okay, not that one. How's this one say? Turbo downloader, 4K downloader. Try this website. Oop. Paste URL. Oop, something. Let's have a look. Is that paste web meant to come in there? Oh no. Okay, here we go. Wait, let's see what happens. Can we get it? Please try again. I don't want to try the first time. Take that number. Whoops. I think I lost that number. Whoop. Got problems. Testing. H. Oh, I see what we've done wrong. All right, let's try that again. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, let's see what happens. Paste. Oop. Please try again. All right, first thing we need to do is check the URL is correct because I think I stuffed it up. Yep.
Grand Rising, good people. Hey, it's your boy.
It's your boy who told you all about it. Anyway, so MP3 converting. There's the video. We want to download it. Doesn't matter what resolution. We'll take anything right now. And hopefully.
Grand Rising, good people.
Ooh.
Hey, it's your boy Terrence T here. All right.
Can we download it?
Again,
download.
The most positive man in the universe. All right. But at the same time, I'm coming.
Right, so now what I want to do is download that,
documentation,
save that,
trip that on a journey that I
and I want to go to
I thought I had with this
YouTube
called BG Wealth Sharing. Okay, anybody that knows me and been following
download,
you know that I've been speaking money for a long time, and that is my mission. Okay, I established an organization.
Alrighty, so now we want to go and see. So if I've got that. And we'll have a look. And I've got it. Great. So now what I can do, because it's so damn small, is I can go back to Americans, go back to Terrence Hall, go to his videos, and I can probably just upload that into here, which you can see. I can also put that in as wee folder, which I've got here for him. And I can also even go back and have a look and see, well, I've got another video in here. Yep. And then I've got two videos which are protected without me losing them. And that should be quite cool. So theoretically, I should be able to
Grand Rising, good people.
Make that full size.
T here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Again,
Alrighty,
the most
and I'm
positive
stuffed
man
up.
in the universe, all right? But at the same time,
He's the most positive man in the universe. Anyway, guys, that's me. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a bit of a long live. Well, 3 hours 25 isn't really long for me, but we've got 2 good videos coming up, and there's also a couple of others which I've been working on, which are going to be pretty interesting to have a look at. So do come back. Don't run away. Thank you so much for the support I get from my members, and also nice to see Nev in here, and also Velvet. I think that's good night from me and good night from you. I'll just check to see if there's anything interesting on the interweb while I'm here. We have 11 people on here still. That's really, really nice, guys. Never thought I'd actually have people listening to me while I'm sitting here working. So that's really cool. Anyway, appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As I say to people, I'll see you at the top, which basically means I'll see you at the top of the cliff, because people are getting pushed over the cliff by all these promoters of these Ponzi schemes and scams. And we are not, I'm an investigative journalist. I'm not going to help people at the bottom of the cliff because it seems pointless. So we're going head to head with these scammers. These little YouTubers need to be stopped. They need to wake up and realize that they shouldn't promote rubbish on the internet. And if anyone's going to stop them, it will be me and my team of Avengers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. I'm Danny the Heck.